What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, Red, White, and Bills. It's been at least a month since I came on my channel and did a video, but I'm partnered tonight with my good friends Mike and Jake from Nickel City Mafia. And before we continue, they have an awesome giveaway right now. 2 tickets to Monday Night Football against the Titans, plus a $100 gift card with it, or is that like a second place prize?
No, that comes with it.
Wow. So if you're not commenting on their videos, subscribe to their channel, you should be doing all of that, and for the chance to win those tickets, because that's the game I want to be at. Monday Night Football, week 2, home opener too, right? So
that's right. Wow. Yeah, and Sean, maybe, if you're a winner, that'd be kind of fun. We could partner up, do something fun, that'd be a great time, man.
I would love to, going to Bills games are amazing as it is, but doing a night game, it's different on a whole nother level.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Absolutely. But now that the season's starting up again, that's more of my forte. I'm not really experienced with watching too much college football or being too interested in draft, until it's draft time and the Bills pick people. Then I research. But now I'm a content creator. I'm gonna have to get over that hump, and probably I said I was gonna do it more last year, but now I'm really gonna have to do more this year. So it was a big hiatus for my channel, but Nickel City Mafia always brings the heat. They got golf, they got football, they got draft or fantasy draft, which that's probably already started, right?
Actually, our first show goes off tomorrow.
Awesome. So definitely want to be in for that. So for those of you that don't know them, why don't you guys, starting with Mike, introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, cool. I'm Mike. Started the channel a little over a year ago in May of 2021. So we're a little bit over a year. We've grown to a little bit over 500 subscribers, thanks to doing, collaborations with Sean and then all the content. And by the way, Sean was on the live. You were a part of the draft, Sean. Remember, we did that live.
Yes. Yeah.
When the Bills took their first pick in the first round, Sean was on there. It was like our live reaction show. It was a lot of fun.
That was very fun.
And we love partnering up with Sean. He's great. And super excited to see him back on his channel doing some things.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be back and with you guys.
Absolutely, Sean. I will echo what Mike said. Fired up to be here, man. Trying out a new setup, so I hope you don't mind. Usually I got the TVs in the background. This time I'm trying the other side of the room just to see how it works, So I think we're looking decent. But yes, I'm honored to be on the show. Really excited to go through the schedule with you. I'm curious to see how it stacks up to mine and Mike's predictions.
Yeah, we were talking about a little bit previous before we went on, but definitely going to dive into that. So we're going to start with the Bills schedule, and then we're going to shift to the rest of the AFC East with the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets. And then at the end of the show, we're going to talk about basically current events in the NFL right now and things that probably need to be talked about and other things that are funny and not funny and things of that nature. So without further ado, I got the Bills schedule right here, skipping the preseason. September 8th, 8:20, Thursday night, kicking off the season. Bills versus the future Super Bowl champs against the last year's Super Bowl
former Super Bowl champs,
the Rams. Nice. So where do you guys stand on week 1?
I'll let the face of our channel start here. Jake, go ahead. He's the face of the Nickel City Mafia these days.
Oh, wow.
Let's have him start.
I don't know about that, Mike, but thank you. Not a chance in hell do the future Super Bowl 57 champions lose in their very first Thursday night opener of all time, especially because my co-host, Mike Thornton, is going to be there in person. I mean,
oh, you are going. Awesome.
Could you imagine? He's locked in. And I wish I can get out there, Mike. I'm still, maybe I just take a last second trip down there just because, but my wife would probably kill me. But man, it is so tempting. I'll tell you, it just sounds like just such an awesome experience.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to really rain on their parade. I know the Rams already got their Super Bowl rings, but I'm sure there's going to be a special presentation. They run out of the tunnel. They're wearing their white uniforms on yellow pants, the Super Bowl uniforms they wore, and might even have a patch that says Super Bowl 56 champs. Well, guess what? Guess who's going to come and spoil their night in a blowout victory, fashion, 38-21
Wow.
Bills, baby.
Wow.
All right.
So
I'm even going scores for you guys.
oh wow.
He's already ready. He's got it.
So when Jake and I did our show when the schedule first released, I had us losing this game, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to kind of take that back. And I'll tell you why. First of all, there's going to be more than 50%, at least 50% Bills Mafia in that stadium. It's going to feel like a home game. I've been to Charger games. I've been to Rams games. A lot of bandwagon fans, and Bills Mafia is going to travel well. So then the fact you add on, I'm going to be there with my 3 sons. Yeah, there's no way we're losing this game. Absolutely not. So for me, I'm going to switch my first pick, and I'm going to take the Bills.
Awesome. So as you guys have all probably done, I've been back and forth with this one, not because we're not a better team, but just because you got 2 powerhouses going against each other, and it's one little mistake can change it all. But I was, the first time I did this, with just a buddy over the phone, I had us losing this game too, but then I had us winning, another game that I would now probably be switching to a loss. But because you always have that one where it's like you either beat this team or you don't, or you lose to this. You know what I mean? Like it's either one or the other. But so I'll definitely have us winning this game. It just seems. That's what we're about. You playing against the last year's Super Bowl champs in their house. Energy's still high from winning the Super Bowl in the same stadium, and I think it's just going to be a great time for us to rain on the parade, as you said, Jake. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll be very close. I think it's going to be similar to like the playoff game last year we had with the Chiefs, where it's like a shootout kind of thing. Because we also have to remember. Trey White won't be playing, and it'll be Kyrie's first game, and as well they've been saying great things about him in training camp, but it's his first ever NFL game going against the likes of like Cooper Kupp and they signed someone
Allen Robinson.
So he'll be going against Allen Robinson.
Tyler Higbee. You got a lot of guys on that team.
Jefferson.
Yeah.
So not that he's not up for the challenge, because going against Diggs every day, but it's his first game, so we shouldn't expect to be 100% locked down against a team like that. So just gonna have to see how we are going into it, and I think it'll be a close game. So starting off 1-0.
Love it.
Yeah, just to reiterate what you said on the my concern, the reason I had us losing was because of the inexperience if Trey White wasn't starting, right? So that was my concern, and that's why I had us losing. But like I said, it's changing my mind. Big Al, good to see you.
Thank you for subscribing.
There is. That's what I was doing, guys. I was texting them. I was letting them know we're live right now. You got to get on. You got to support Sean because this is a big one.
Yep.
Schedule show. I mean, who doesn't want to miss this,
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate that. And then we go into the first of there's 2 Monday night games that week 2, right?
Week 2, yes. Yes, there is. The first of 2 is ours.
7:15, Bills Titans. And I'm gonna go first on this one. We had that one year where we beat them when they had Marcus Mariota, and then we kind of got they were always the team that we always had our worst game against after that. And it always frustrates me because they're for sure not a better team. They just play. It's kind of how like Brady is against us. We just can't stop them for some reason.
Yeah.
But obviously it's only been a small sample size. But it's the Titans team this year. They lost a couple pieces in the offensive line. They lost their best receiver, and they did get Robert Woods, but he's coming off an ACL, isn't he? Or he hurt himself.
Yeah, he's coming off an ACL.
ACL. So their best receivers got an ACL injury. They got no Julio. Of course, you got King Henry still. And I was never too high on Ryan Tannehill in the first place. But I think this is the year. We're finally in Buffalo again. I think we're going to probably smoke them by at least 20. That's
wow. Okay.
I think as good as Henry is, you've seen how if he starts off kind of slow, he's really fast, but he needs to get in motion. That's why that's why he's standing back the farthest of any other running back before he gets the ball, because he wants to try to get a big jump on it. But with the weapons we added to beef up the middle, Tim Settle leading the way, I think. Von Miller, paired with Ed Oliver too. I think our run defense is going to be a bright spot of the defense this year. So I think we're going to walk away with this one handily, 2-0.
I love that. So, Mike, you mind? I'm gonna
Go ahead.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Sean said. So first off, the physicality has always been the biggest difference maker in these games. And the last couple of years, the Bills have gotten smacked right in the mouth. I mean, every year we have to relive that stupid meme of Derrick Henry stiff-arming Josh Norman. And it's just, I feel bad for Josh Norman because he's probably out there just thinking, here we go again. It's going to be all over the news media. We're going to see Derrick Henry making me look like a fool. But guess what, Sean? We built up the physicality of our defense. We also signed one of their guards, Roger Saffold, and I know he's injured right now, but Taylor Lewan calls him one of the best run-blocking guards in football. So maybe it's going to be our run game this time around that is better. And guess who else we have? Another former Titan, Daquan Jones. Great guy up the middle, can play nose, can play 3-tech, can play 1-tech, you name it. So I really love our chances. I think we've beefed up that interior D-line. I think we've gotten better on the outside, obviously. Greg Rousseau bound to have a phenomenal year. Von Miller looks better than ever, I've been told.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll tell you what, this defense is going to be so revamped this year. And that's part of the reason why I actually thought the Rams would only maybe put up 21 on us. Because I just think teams aren't going to have enough time to throw. And then on top of that, you factor in the rotation. I mean, we have so much depth there. It's just going to be something special. Also, Shaq Lawson, one of the better run defenders in the league. Jordan Phillips, there's just so many things. Jordan Phillips looks great. Fun. It's just, I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be a good game. Home opener, no chance we lose the home opener this year. I know last year we got just absolutely heartbroken by the Steelers and just a terrible game. No chance it happens this year. Monday night, are you kidding me? First of 2 Monday nighters. The second one won't even be watched because everyone's going to be wanting to tune into this Titans-Bills game.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's going to be a win. No, actually, Sean, you won't be going to bed because maybe, just maybe, you'll win that contest that we're running.
Oh, yeah, I'll be driving home.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Bills win. I think Bills win in a landslide, like you said. I love your train of thought here. And Jello, I hate to do this to you. I know you're a Titans fan. I know you came in the chat the last time I was on the show and you kind of talked some trash to the Bills fans about the Titans and all that jazz. But man, listen, I like what you did with Treylon Burks, but it ain't going to be enough. That run defense that we have now is going to absolutely stuff Derrick Henry up the middle. He might average 2 to 3 yards a carry. And I said Bills win in the landslide. I think we're going to drop 35 on them. So we're going back-to-back 35-plus games. And I'm going to say 35-17 Bills.
I love it.
All right. Well, I'll try to be quick here. I'm not going to predict the score, but I will say, the Titans are a very well-coached team, which we know. Losing A.J. Brown is huge. I can't believe they let that happen. They traded him. They did draft Treylon Burks, who I did like. I was hoping maybe even Buffalo would draft him. Big physical receiver, kind of like a Deebo Samuel type guy. But it's week 2. He's not going to be that guy in week 2 at all, maybe in the future. And like you guys already said, our defense is going to be much better against the run. So hands down, Buffalo wins.
I like it, Mike.
2-0. And here we go into week 3. Josh Allen heads home, Hard Rock Stadium, sees his 52.
I love that you said he heads home because Josh Allen is the Dolphins' daddy.
Exactly.
I mean, he really is.
For those who didn't get that part, that's what I was referring to. We all know
for sure.
It's awesome.
But so he returns to his home, Hard Rock Stadium. He's got 52 kids. He's got to pay child support for, and probably all the baby mamas will be there. But they've been. I had actually, because it's been so annoying, I got rid of my football Twitter because I could talk crap for hours and hours and hours, but when it gets to the point of it's just delusion on delusion on delusion, hearing Miami Dolphins fans try to talk about the upcoming season, it's just I was putting too much of my life into it, and I was like, you know what, this isn't important, so I'm going to stop. But basically, for all the crap they're talking, it's not going to be any different than what it's been. It's going to be another dominating game.
Wow.
Josh Allen's going to light up the field again. I mean, we might even throw Matt Barkley in because he put 56 on him, on Howard and Byron Jones 2 years ago.
I like that.
We had second and third stringers against them and they couldn't beat us. So, I mean, they can talk all they want until you win a division. It doesn't even matter if they beat us once. I don't think they will. But even if they beat us once, it doesn't matter as long as you don't win a division. So, again, Bills 3-0, dominating win over the Dolphins. I say we put at least 30 again. I mean, people can say we're homers, but we're definitely putting up 30 against Miami. And it may start off close, but it's going to just break open near the end of the game.
Respect.
Take it away, Mike.
Mike or Jake?
Jake,
Mike,
go ahead.
Mike go first this time.
All right, okay. Let me go first. All right, so Sean, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. Not that we're going to lose, but this team has gotten much better, obviously,
Absolutely.
with the addition of Tyreek Hill. They've got, I believe they're going to be overtaking the Patriots this year. I really do. Now, part of what I'm telling you might be because my best friend is a Dolphins fan. But no, I really think they've made some improvements. I mean, when I look at their skill players, right, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Gesicki, great tight end, you got Waddle, who was fantastic last year, and then they have Edmonds in the backfield. So a lot of skilled players. This team, obviously, the question mark is Tua, right? Is Tua that quarterback? And I don't know, when you have this talent, we saw him last year just dumping it off to Waddle all day long, and Waddle had a fantastic year. Now you dump it off to Hill, and we've had problems stopping that. We win. I don't think it's a blowout, and so I'm going to give us the win here for sure. Nothing else to say.
Love it.
All right. I like that.
I also do agree that the Dolphins will get second place, but we're definitely going to get into them for sure.
Okay.
Mike, I like it. I definitely agree with you. It's a team that can't be overlooked. Listen, they've gotten a ton better on paper for sure. And, I've come at Dolphins fans quite a bit, but we saw their Reddit, Mike. And I'll tell you what, Dolphins fans do run deep, believe it or not. We've always said they've been a fair weather fan base. I actually just said it again yesterday in our show. But I'll tell you what, they actually kind of came for our heads a little bit, and they gave some good points. And I think I got to give them a little more credit. Now, this is another game that I actually will be at. I'm going to be flying down to Miami. Actually, I'll be flying down into Sarasota. My wife's family lives down there. She's got some family down there. We got about 10 people. We're going to the game, so we're going to drive from Sarasota to like Hollywood Beach, which is only 30 minutes outside of Miami. We got a nice Airbnb there, or hotel, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is, but anyways, I'm there for the game, right? So we're going to go to the game. I know we're going to show up, and I'll tell you what, I do think the Bills pull it off, but maybe not as easily as you would imagine. I think the Dolphins are a tough team. Reggie Gilliam's going to score a touchdown. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm there. Fullback's got to score a touchdown. And what an honor. I get to watch Reggie Gilliam versus Alec Ingold. I mean, two great fullbacks. That's going to be fun to watch. No one's talking about that matchup, but, man, you got to give those two guys a shout-out. But I do think that it's going to be close to start, similar to the game that Mike went to in Buffalo last year. They're going to be close to start, and then we're just sort of going to run away with it in the second half. So I think at the end of like the first half, it might be a 14-14 game. But then after that, we're going to pick it up, and I think we do win again. I'm going to say 31-21 Bills.
Love it. And just a piggyback off of both of you also, they have made all the massive improvements, offensive line improvements also.
Yeah.
But the only
running
thing
backs.
So
many running backs.
Yeah, they have like you said, a ton of weapons, but they haven't even played a snap of real football yet, and they're already claiming they're gonna dethrone everyone and be here at the end of the year and do this and do that. It's like you have to watch them play once first. Like,
sure.
Looking at their schedule, theirs is a little bit easier than ours because they were in third or second place last year, because they play the third and second place teams of every other division. But it's a hard schedule, and to say some teams might not win 10 games, it's not knocking teams. It's just how hard the AFCE is this year. And when you say the Dolphins fans, they're not fair weather. There was a time when Deshaun Watson was available, and all they said was how bad Tua was, how you got to cut your losses. He's a waste of time. He's never going to be good.
Yeah.
Watson or nothing. The Dolphins, if they get Watson, they're winning the Super Bowl because the Bills can't beat Deshaun Watson, even though they lost to him once, like all this stuff. And then as soon as you couldn't get Watson, now they're praising Tua. Their practices are centered around proving that Tua can throw a football instead of actually doing actual practice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's got 2 million views. It wasn't even a real defensive play. It was just basically Tariq burning someone and Tua just throwing the ball. And then you got all these fans like, oh, see, for all you guys that thought he couldn't throw, he threw a 60-yard pass with no pass rush actually hitting him, because that's a big thing. I didn't play NFL, but friends played in college, friends coach high level. They always say, when you're not going to get hit, it doesn't bother you. So you can have Jordan Phillips, 6'6", 350 pounds, run by you. You're not going to flinch because he's not going to touch you. So if he could throw a 60-yard bomb in practice, good for him. I'm sure a lot of people can do that in the NFL, but do it in a game when you got Von Miller, Jordan Phillips, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau all in your face while you're trying to win a game. Like, it's not going to be as easy as they're claiming. But again, I have nothing against Tua. It's just don't act like you were all high and mighty on him 2 months ago, because none of them were. There was a few Tua faithful, but we'll talk more about the Dolphins too.
Yeah, Sean, just to add to that, I mean, their biggest issue, like you said, is it's not their skill players, it's their offensive line. They've got some young guys they've drafted over the past few years, and they really need to step up if they're going to have any chance whatsoever. So their defense, look what happened last year. When I went to Buffalo, I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, I brought my family here, and at halftime, it wasn't looking good. I mean, Tua fumbled at, like, I forget where it was, the 12-yard line. They were going and they scored, take the lead. And then, of course, we pulled away in the second half. But they went on a roll. They won, 7, 8 in a row, almost made the playoffs. Yeah. So, yeah, they've made some improvements, but it's going to be that O-line, and I don't think they're going to be able to handle the Bills. So
you got a brand new coach, which they think he's going to be another flip-flop, where they were all upset about Flores being fired. They had a big uproar on it, and then as soon as you get this guy who's never had coached before, like, he's the best ever. Like, look how he is with the guys. Like, yeah, that's how every coach should be. Every coach should be likable. Every coach should want to be approached. Every coach should get everyone motivated. That's why everyone likes Dayball. You know what I mean? And like that's what you're supposed to be like. And now they're like, this is all we needed. We got a couple pieces now, but you haven't played together. Yeah, you made improvements. You got that guy from I forgot I'm mixing him up with another Cowboys guard. Who's the one?
Connor Williams. Yeah, Connor Williams. Yep.
He's very good. But he also is the most penalized guard.
Yep.
So the most penalized guard next to a weaker. Oh no, they got Armstead at left tackle. So
Terran Armstead.
He might be able to be okay, but they're got to mix and match and see what works and actually have reps and gameplay. So I don't know. It's just too many question marks for me. Yeah. But week 4, so we're 3-0, and this is a tough game. It's going to be very tough. Is Baltimore Ravens. I say that because I think I'll let Jake go first, but I just want to say this about the Ravens.
Oh boy, you opened it up. Here we go. Mike's going to hate me again for this one. So listen, you got to have a few losses on the schedule. I don't think we're going to go undefeated. It's not going to happen. I almost don't want us to go undefeated because you need a little bit of adversity to battle through. You need some motivation to keep you going throughout the year. The Ravens are a tough physical team. Mike, you might just want to put some earplugs in right now and make sure Jonah's not in the room because I don't want to give him any more blasphemy than I'm going to.
But anyway. He's at soccer practice.
Oh, perfect. So, and we do have 2 guys on our channel that are diehard Ravens fans. So they're probably going to hear this and, they're going to start clapping it up again. But I'll tell you this. The Ravens right now, in my opinion, have the best secondary in football. I know Jarris Byrd and Malcolm Jenkins came out and said the Bills do. I think the Bills can get there, but the Ravens are just so damn good. And I know there's a video going around of Kyle Hamilton getting burned out of his shoes in one-on-one coverage against an undrafted free agent. I'm not worried about that one bit. I think the guy's an athletic freak of nature. It happens. It's practice. Everyone gets burned here and there. I know it was pretty bad. Tough to redeem yourself after that, but I think he's going to be just fine. There's a reason why he's a first-round pick. There's a reason why He got drafted 14th overall. Anyways, as I was saying, tough physical team. Lamar's put on some weight. He's motivated. He's ready to come back and show off and show that he's a winner and not just be beaten in the first round of the playoffs. Here's where the bad news is, and then I'll give you some good news later. I think the Bills actually lose this game in a tough, hard-fought matchup. It's going to be our first loss of the season. I think it's going to be close. Might come down to a field goal, and then the best kicker of all time is going to win them the game. So I'm going to say 26-23. I think it's a tough defensive matchup, and I know 26 points is still a lot. 23 points, still a decent amount of points. But I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think the teams are going to be very physical against one another. I think Mark Andrews has a great game. He may be able to expose our defense a little bit. And I do think the Ravens pull this out. But you know what? When it matters later on, Mike, when it matters later on in the divisional round, and I'm foreshadowing a little bit, I think the Bills are gonna send them right back home. So don't get too worried. Don't get too nervous. I think this is going to be a humbling game. I think the Bills take a tough loss, and we'll look to get back on track next week. But that's our first loss of the year right there.
I hear you. My friend says Lucas Super Gaming. My best friend of 21 years. He's also getting married Saturday. So
congrats. All
he
right.
says too much pressure being undefeated, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And it's kind of for nothing if you go undefeated and then you don't win the Super Bowl anyway. So it's like when you compare it to baseball, the Yankees are projected to win 120 games or whatever. And then if they don't win the World Series, it's a wasted season. So I'm with you on that. But what I'll say about the Ravens, they're another great coach team, a lot of great talent on there. Should have been in the playoffs last year, but Lamar missed 8 games. So that kind of hurt them a lot. But with all this contract stuff with Lamar, he's played it perfectly. He's a top 5 quarterback, in my opinion, and he's waited and waited for everyone else to get theirs. And now you see bums like Kyler Murray get the second most money in the NFL. And Murray's not even a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. So Lamar's going to be sitting there like, yeah, I got an MVP. I'm like 40 and 10 in the regular season. And they gave this guy 240. So that's where we're going to start talking is at 240. So he's going to get a big payday. And if he waits to the end of the year and bets on himself, that's what I'm afraid of, because he's the kind of guy that lives off of that. Like he honestly and truly does. And he missed half the season last year. I was telling my friend, look, probably an hour before the show, my 2 MVP battlers are Lamar and Allen this year. So,
wow. I like it.
Good. And I do think this was a game I had fumbled with, but I got us losing a different game that I changed. So I have us also winning this game. It's going to be a very close game also. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if we threw this one out, because look, you got to look at the schedule. You play in the Rams, the Titans, another physical team, Dolphins, very speedy team, and then you go right to the Ravens. So that's not necessarily cakewalk first 4 games of the year. So could be dinged up. We don't know where we're going to be at. But I still got us winning this game. But wouldn't be surprised if that's not the last time we see the Ravens.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
I can't wait to hear this.
So my son, Jonah, I think Sean, I say it all the time. His favorite team is the Ravens. And that was because he got in the Madden a few years ago, and that's when Lamar was on the cover, and he's a huge Ravens fan. And he has just been eating up everything Jake has been saying, just talking smack about how good Lamar is. He always throws the MVP in my face, and then he always throws the fact that Jake is saying we're going to lose this game. And it's tough, and we've been talking about what we're going to do in this game, because it's my son and I said, maybe you watch the game downstairs, I watch it upstairs. He's like, no, Dad, I want to watch it with you when they beat the Bills. Now mind you, the Bills are his second favorite team. Anyhow, the other side of this is we have Rick and Chris, who are huge Ravens fans, and they think, obviously they lost Marquise Brown, which I think was a huge loss, but Chris and Rick weren't too concerned about that because their game is ground and pound. They say they're going to run the heck out of the ball, and maybe so, but because we just said our defensive line is so much better against the run. If this was last year and you tried to run against us, or even the year before, sure, absolutely. But this year, you better be able to throw the ball. And I know you got Andrews at tight end, and you got what is it? Is it Bateman or Duvernay who's in his second year?
Bateman, Devin Duvernay, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So again, a young receiving crew. They got so. I'm not concerned about this game. We take it. And don't forget, Jake, if we lose this game, our next show, we have to be wearing Raven gear.
I know.
Right? We have a bet with these guys. Look, my son has a Raven helmet, but I got to wear gear? No, there's no way we're losing this. I'm making a call to Josh Allen, tell him about the bet. We're taking this game down. So there you go.
I like it.
So at the kind of quarter mark, I got us at 4-0. Jake's at 3-1, and Mike's also at 4-0.
Don't worry, folks. Losses are coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, they will. We're not
going undefeated.
Homers, but I don't think losing a couple games is unrealistic. But as we continue, no game is easy. You guys know me. I preach any given day. These are the best players in the world. But then you go to the Steelers, so it's a little bit of a cool down from the last 4 weeks. We get to see Levi Wallace again. Diggs against is Levi the number 1 corner over there? I don't even know.
Yeah.
He might be. So you got Diggs against Levi, which I would love that matchup. And you got either Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky. And, I think Mitch I've always, preached about Mitch. I think he's been, got the bad end of the stick from the Bears. I don't remember that coach's name anymore. He was so bad. But it was mainly that it was 99% the coach's fault why they didn't work out in Chicago. And I'm looking forward to him taking over for the Steelers. I don't see them putting Kenny Pickett out there this year unless things go really bad with Mitch. But if Mitch is doing okay, they're just going to have Kenny Pickett just learn from him, I think. But, still got Najee Harris, still got Cam Hayward, still got TJ Watt. But we don't have John Feliciano playing left guard anymore. So we should probably not see the same kind of game we saw week 1 last year where the offensive line looked like 7th grade football players against NFL players. So I'm give us 5-0. It's going to be I might be at that game too. If I don't win the tickets, I'm debating between the Steelers game, the Packers game, and the Titans game anyway. So
nice, man.
We'll see. But so I got us at 5-0.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Throwing it to me. All right. Well, I'll be quick on this one. We get the win. I think it's going to be Mitch, and there's a soft spot in our hearts for Mitch. I think he got a bad deal in Chicago. He played it behind. He played with behind Josh Allen when he played in preseason. He looked pretty darn good. He's mobile. He's got a good arm. I think he learned a lot from the organization. So I think he'll be there starting. Is that going to be enough to beat us? No. With that great running back that they drafted last year with Harris. They did draft Pickens. I really liked him as a receiver as well. Big guy, has a little bit of an attitude, some, I don't know if it was off-field or on-field problems, but I think he's going to be a nice add for them. And, of course, they have the best edge rusher in the game. So always going to be trouble. And as long as we're healthy, I say we take this. Again, it'll be a tough game. It's never easy against the Steelers. I said last year and opening day, Troy was doing the show. It was before Jake had joined. And I said, there's no way we lose this game, right? And he's like, yeah, there's no way you're going to blow this. No, they come to Buffalo, and they whoop us. So anyhow, Bills in this one.
I like that. Yeah, I would say similar to the Ravens, the Steelers are so well coached, man. Mike Tomlin has done a tremendous job there. I know, he's got, one Super Bowl to show for. But, man, I mean, he always seems to find a way. He hasn't had a losing season ever in his entire career as a coach of the Steelers since 2007. I mean, that's incredible. Like, think about that. That is unbelievable. To play in the AFC North, to play in the AFC in general, and you don't have one losing record. I mean, their worst record is 8-8. Even last year, they went 9-7-1 with basically a noodle arm Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And so many injuries, and it's just amazing what he's been able to do with this team. Now, It is funny. So I've already heard reports. Mitchell is working with the first team right now in Pittsburgh. But he threw 2 incompletions like first day of practice. People are already calling for Kenny Pickett, of course. But now it'll be a nice homecoming for Mitch. He'll come back to Buffalo. We'll clap him up a little bit. He just had a kid. That's great. Our defense is going to be the story of this game. I think our offense is going to do enough, but our defense is just going to shut that team down. And listen, I know they got some good studs on that offense, but they ain't the same team, man. They're just not. That offensive line is young there too. I think we're going to just eat up, especially on the inside. They're not going to have a chance at running the ball against us. Young quarterback throwing the ball or Mitchell Trubisky throwing the ball on our defense just ain't going to happen.
Nope.
I think the defense wins this game for us. Offense has to do minimum. And, maybe that's James Cook. Maybe he has a big day. We'll see. But I do like the Bills in this one. I'm going to say 24-10 Bills.
Love it. And now we're going in to where I think we take a couple L's. Bills at Arrowhead again for the 3rd year. My phone conversation with my friend I had us losing to the Rams and beating the Chiefs. So now I switched it with, you either beat one of them. That's what you always got, those 2 teams that you either beat one, you got to beat one of them. So I say we lose to the Chiefs, but this time we're going to beat them when it matters. So we're going to hear the crap talking, you're 1-4 against the Chiefs. You can't beat the Chiefs, blah, blah, blah. Mahomes has already surpassed Allen, and Allen never catch up. Then when it comes to the playoffs, then we're going to really take it to them. But yeah, I got us losing that, another close game. We already proved we can beat them in Arrowhead. We know we can beat them in general. We know we can compete with them. We know we can go toe-to-toe with them. So I think it's going to be a close one, but we're going to beat them when it matters. So we're taking our first L, 4-1 or 5-1.
Wow. All right. Well, there's Sean, there's a famous clip of Steve Young back in the day when he won the Super Bowl finally against the Chargers. He threw 6 touchdowns, had a phenomenal game. I mean, they just absolutely torched them. And he said, he was on live television and they interviewed him. They said, express how you're feeling right now. And he just looked over at one of his teammates. He said, just take the monkey off my back. And they show the guy taking the monkey off and he feels all relieved. That's going to be Josh Allen when we beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead finally, because guess what? We've had nothing but bad luck, especially in big moments at Arrowhead for the most part. I know we beat them last year in the regular season. We took care of business. It was a great game. I think we do it again. We handle them well. The Chiefs are not the same team. I know they still have Pat Mahomes. They still have Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill was a big piece there. And I know they got some guys, Sky Moore and Juju and a couple other pieces that they added in, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. But that team's not going to be the same team. And I think they do make the playoffs ultimately, but I am not at all worried about this. I know a lot of people, they probably circle that on the schedule. The Chiefs are tough. They're still a tough team, but it's not going to be the shootout it was in the playoffs. So I think the Bills take this one, and it's going to be 28-20 Bills.
Wow.
Papa Potts says 31-10 Chief.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not going to go that far, but 28-20 sounds pretty good to me.
And like I said, I know we can surpass them again, but it's just you got that feeling. It's like, are you really going to go start the season 6-0 after you got to play LA, you got to play the Ravens? It's just, I don't know. I just had that feeling it's either going to be Rams or Chiefs. You're gonna fumble against. So not actually fumble, but just figuratively, But I know we can beat them, and I would love to beat them. I hate losing to them, especially the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Those are the 2 teams I would never want to lose to. But
yeah,
because I went with the Rams this time, I chose the Chiefs last time. So, but all right, Mike.
All right. Well, just like you, Sean, I had us losing initially when Jake and I did the show to the Rams, and I switched gears. But in our first show, I had us losing to the Chiefs, and I'm going to stick with it. And again, that's because I don't believe there's no way we're going to win all 6 of these games. This is some tough games. And yes, the easy thing to say is no Tyreek Hill, 13 seconds. We're going to get revenge. You know what? We're going to just we're going to go in there. Unfortunately, they're going to pull it out. I think it'll be close. There's no way this is not going to be close. This is going to be a score fest, I still think. They drafted George Kalafdis and they Trent McDuffie. So they've definitely added to that to that defense. And they're going to be ready to go. They've been hearing it, they've been hearing it the last couple of years. Buffalo Bills, the favorites to win the Super Bowl, and they're like, "Hey, until the Bills can beat us, I don't want to hear that talk." So
True.
I believe the Chiefs will beat us, but like Jake likes to say, and you said, when it matters, we're finally going to get the monkey off our back in the playoffs. I truly believe that, and I do think they'll be a playoff team for sure. But that's the monkey we got to get off our back, and I'm going to give them this one.
And the funny thing is, we're all evened out again at 5-1.
How about that?
So
A little different way to get there, but we all got there.
And then October 30th, I think this is Sunday night.
Yep, Sunday night.
The Packers in Buffalo. That's the game. Another one where I'm just like, I feel like the Packers aren't the same without Tay, but I feel like for some reason, I feel like they got better. I think their defense. I think they had an injury last year that the guy's back now, of course. And I know they signed somebody. I can't remember his name on defense. I forgot his name. But I just think.
Let me think about this. Actually, I might need to look on our lads for a second.
Do you know what position it was?
It was just all I remember was a defensive guy. It might have been a linebacker, defensive end. Oh, yeah, it was a defensive lineman, I think. He's pretty good. I forgot what his name was.
So Smith, Reed, Clark, Lowry. On that defensive line, and Gary, who, let's see, Rashawn Gary.
Could have been a linebacker too. I can't remember, but
yeah, I'm
I
not
could
sure.
be wrong. It could have been somebody that was injured that's coming back, or they signed someone. But I know that it was somebody. Somebody made that defense better than it was.
You talking about Jaron Reed, maybe?
Maybe.
But Quay Walker, I'll tell you what, that kid's from Georgia. He's unbelievable. I think that defense is pretty damn good. I will say that. And they're healthy. That's the big thing. And Eric Stokes, man, what a year for him too last year. Rasul Douglas, Jair Alexander. I mean, they got some ballers on that defense for sure. There's no doubt about it.
It might have been Gary that I was thinking of. That he's okay now. He's
Rashawn Gary. Yeah. Actually, he's legit, man. I like him a lot. Devondre Campbell, underrated linebacker there too. Kenny Clark.
Clark was a good one I was thinking of too.
Yeah, but Dean Lowry, underrated player too. You know what? Dean Lowry reminds me of a guy that used to play in Green Bay named Aaron Campman, and very overlooked player, but he was excellent, man. I mean, he was so freaking good. He was always sort of overlooked because he was playing with a guy named KGB, Kabir Bajabiamila. His brother hosts like American Ninja Warrior or something like that, Akbar.
Oh, yeah.
But man, they were a good defensive end tandem. That's who Dean Lowry reminds me of.
Yeah, they're definitely a good defensive team, and we got Aaron Rodgers still. But I got us also losing this game, so we go on a 2-game skid. It's going to be another. I mean, I think most of the games we'll be in are probably close, except for playing a team that's a lot lesser than us. But with all the good teams, I think they're going to be well-fought games. We may, you may have an off day against a good team and you slip up, but I think overall most of our games against the good teams would be very fun football to watch, even if you're not a Bills fan. But I think Aaron Rodgers does his thing, near the end of the game. He's a regular season hero, of course, so I think Aaron Rodgers gets it done. But Allen does have a great game to go toe-to-toe with him, like he did Mahomes last year in the playoffs. So I got us at 5-2, 2 losses in a row.
Yeah, again, I think there's got to be a little bit of adversity during the season. And Sean, unfortunately, I agree with your take on this one. I think it's going to be close, like my dad says. I'm going to actually flip-flop that score. I'm going to say 31 Green Bay, 28 Bills. It's going to be a close one, definitely, no doubt about it. Josh Allen gives you a chance to win every single game on the schedule. Let's be real here. But Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's still a fantastic quarterback. And listen, I get it. In the playoffs, he absolutely chokes, especially the last few years. He's choked. But he's a great regular season quarterback. He knows how to get it done, especially in primetime games. They still got some weapons, too, offensively. They got Christian Watson. They got 2 really good running backs. I mean, those guys are both unbelievable. They both offer 2 different things. It's like thunder and lightning. You got Aaron Jones, and then you got A.J. Dillon. I mean, just an absolute bowling ball. I don't know if you guys saw the video of him a couple weeks ago where he absolutely truck sticked that mascot. Feel bad for that guy. That guy is probably still in concussion protocol to this day. But no, I like the Packers in this one. Unfortunately, I think it's a tough loss for the Bills. I think it's going to be a close one. But 31-28 Packers.
Wow.
All right, Mike,
All right,
what do you
well,
think?
I like that you stuck with the first one. I'm going to stick with this one as well. I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Nice. Good. I'm glad you said that, Mike.
No Devontae Adams. They did draft Christian Watson, like you said, who we liked. But there's no way they're going to. I mean, losing Devontae Adams is going to be a bigger impact for them than I feel the loss of Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs. So there's no way they overcome this. Again, we keep talking about their running backs, but again, if we truly are better on run D, and I'm looking at their skilled players. They still got Randall Cobb. I mean, come on. How long has that guy been around for? 15, 20 years? He's getting up there in age.
You know who else they have?
They got Lazard, they got Tanyan, and they got Christian Watson starting there. Who else they got?
And a former Bill.
It's former Bill, but they don't.
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, great. So another reason why Buffalo takes this one.
Already on the pup list, by the way.
See, yeah, the guy can't stay healthy, and I mean, how many teams is he gonna play for? So
Exactly.
anyhow,
I like it, Mike. I like it.
Easy one for us here.
You got us winning? All right.
Nice.
Best defense since the 90s. And I will definitely take your word for it because I was born in 95, so I didn't really remember much of it. But I just remember being a fan of
That was Bryce Pop's Defensive Player of the Year season, Sean.
Yeah.
Who I drafted on my all Bills team. So
Yes, he did. That was awesome. What a time.
All right. Then we go to how my friends refer to MetLife as a prison because it just looks like a prison.
Yeah.
Bills versus Jets. And I will say, I don't think the Jets would be anything to write home about, but they have made a lot of solid improvements. And I do love Saleh. I've said this to you guys multiple times. I think Saleh is the right answer for a team like the Jets. Yeah. And they're going to be a lot better. But again, they're not gonna be able to handle us at all. Our offense is too powerful. The defense is too strong. We still got Zach Wilson, who I don't know if I want to omit his season last year or not because he was injured a little bit and it just rookie season and he's kind of still going to be a rookie going into year 2 in my opinion. So going to be kind of tough. They got that running back Bryce Hall that Breece Hall most wanted.
Man.
So, he's already being talked about as being a good running back in the fantasy draft to go with. But that's when we're going to get back on the winning track. We're going to take the Jets on. I think we're going to wallop them. It's going to be at least by 20 points.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike. Or Jake, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think on paper, the Jets got a ton better.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no denying that. They had the best draft in all
100%.
football this past year. I mean, they did a fantastic job. But that's great. There's actually this really good website. It's called NFL Playoff Predictor. And you can go through and you can literally pick every single game on the schedule. And it automatically calculates the schedule for each team. And at the end of the season, I had the Jets at 4-13 still. And I tried my best to give them wins wherever possible. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So they're not there yet. I like Robert Saleh a lot. I think they got a really good young team. They are building. They're trending upward. And man, I just can't put them there yet. I think Zach Wilson has to go through a legitimate rookie year where he plays every game. He struggles. He goes through his progressions, and he has some difficult games. He has some really good games. I think Zach Wilson threw a phenomenal pass today. Actually, there was a video of it. I know Garrett Wilson looks phenomenal. Love Garrett Wilson. Big fan of him. But I just can't see them doing anything major. And I think the Bills absolutely stomp them. I think this is a major win. I'm going to say 45-14 Bills.
Damn.
Holy Moses.
Yeah, I know. And Bill Thornton, Mike's dad, probably would disagree and he'd probably say something along the lines of Breece Hall, going for 150 plus against us because he really wanted Breece Hall.
I was pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is my shocker of the year. This is my Jacksonville Jaguar game from last year. I have the Bills losing this. The Jets have gotten a lot better. I don't think you can take them lightly. They added Johnson on the edge. They've got Sauce Gardner. They've got Garrett Wilson. And they got Brees Hall. I mean, my goodness, like you guys already said, one of the best drafts in recent memories. And I think the Bills are kind of overlooking them here. They're kind of thinking like you two. And they go in there and they lose this game. And we're all like, what the hell just happened? Is this reminds us of last year when we couldn't even score a touchdown against the Jaguars, 9-6. I mean, so this to me is the shocker of the season. We lose to the Jets.
Wow. I like it. It's a hot take, Mike, but okay. All right. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what's in this Coke tonight, but, again, I'm kind of like Sean. We easily could have lost. I could have said the Green Bay Packs, but, I have a good friend at work. He's a Jet fan. Last year we bet. He made a bet with me. Hey, you think the Bills will sweep? I said, absolutely. He said, all right, let's have dinner on that. So I won. He hasn't taken me to dinner. He's tried. We just haven't been able to connect. So I saw him the other day and I said, double up on this year. So he'll be happy that I'm saying this, but I have nothing to lose. I win. I have 2 dinners, but I do think they've gotten a little better. And I think we may be overlooking them just a smidge. So there we go. Our second loss.
All right. So now we got 6-2, 6-2, and 5-3. And I do like that because I feel like every year that happens to us. So that's very interesting. And honestly, I don't hate the Jets at all. I hate the Patriots and I hate the Dolphins, but
that's why I said the Jets, because I know you don't like them.
Even when the Jets used to smoke us, sometimes I never hated them. Never had didn't hate any player, didn't hate any, nothing besides Rex Ryan. I always hated Rex Ryan, but
yeah.
Now we're basically halfway now, 8 games in. Then we're at home again against the Vikings, and this was a team that I said this is going to be very close, and I could see us losing this game. But I got us winning this game against the Vikings. There's no way that Kirk Cousins is going to outduel Josh Allen. And I think it's going to be cool to see Jefferson and Diggs on the field, at the same time, because we got Diggs and they got Jefferson. And I think they're a quiet team. Like, they're not a team where you think they're going to win a division or anything, but they're a sneaky team, the Vikings. But I still got us winning.
I like it. I have the Vikings. This is my surprise of the year, maybe. I have the Vikings winning the NFC North. I have them at 12-5. I think Kevin O'Connell is going to get that team firing. That offense is going to be so much fun. You got Adam Thielen coming back off injury. You have just a ton of great players. You got my boy, KJ Osborne, who had a phenomenal season last year, played at University of Buffalo. Shout out to him. Then he went to the University of Miami, ends up getting drafted by the Vikings, works his way up as a special teamer, becomes a really nice slot receiver last year. And then you still got Justin Jefferson. You got Delvin Cooks. And, of course, you have Kirk Cousins at quarterback, who I do think can get it done. So I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park by any means. And then you also have James Cook on the other side. You have the brother of Delvin, who I think at this point might be the Bills starter, which is going to be really fun. So it's going to be like a brother versus brother matchup. And then you also have Stephon Diggs playing his former team. And then there's just so many cool stories about this. You have Trey White versus Justin Jefferson, a lot of good matchups. So it's going to be a really fun game to watch, I think. I do think the Bills will pull it off, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, like I said. I'm going to say Bills win 31-27. Kind of a weird score.
All right. I'll be quick. I say after we come off that embarrassing loss to the Jets and the Bills take the heat for that from the fans, from the coaching staff, we come back and win this game. And the Cooks brothers, I think that's going to be a great battle there.
It's going to be fun.
Win for us.
Yeah, I didn't even put that. Didn't even think about that at first. That's going to be awesome too. Love it. All right. Now we got another home game against the Browns with Deshaun Watson. So I think we're going to beat them whether they got Watson or not. They're a good team. I love Nick Chubb. I love Kareem Hunt. Well, I don't love Kareem Hunt like off the field, but he's a good football player. And they're a tandem. And I think Deshaun Watson is a good football player, but he hasn't played in, what was it, 3 years, 2 years?
No, it's been about a year and a half. So his last season was 2020, and he went off. He threw for 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. So he had a monster season. But yeah, I mean, should we talk about it now, Sean? Do we wait? I don't even know. What do you think?
No, we'll wait. We'll save it.
We'll wait. All right. I like that. Okay.
But yeah,
So you think?
I think we're gonna beat them pretty easily. And again, they're not gonna be a bad team, but it's football. Like it's not like a sport where you can just not do it for a long time. And I know he's practicing and stuff, but he hasn't been hit. He hasn't been thrown to people. Not that's been reported. Like they say, they show Kaepernick actually having workouts and throwing to actual NFL receivers. I don't know if Watson's been doing that. Yeah. So 2 years of not playing, and I think it'll be like 4 games in maybe to the season, depending on where their bye week is. I don't know, but I think against the defense we got, I don't think it's going to work out good for him. So got us winning that. We'll be at 8-2 for me.
8-2. Okay, I like it. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think the Browns are pretty damn good. They have some really good football players on that team. Myles Garrett's tremendous. Denzel Ward, phenomenal. I mean, they really did a nice job with the drafts of the previous years, and I do think I think they're pretty solid. And then you have Deshaun Watson coming back, and I know he hasn't played in a year and a half. He's a really good football player. Definitely questionable character off the field. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that running game, man, that's something special. You got Nick Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt. That's pretty solid offensive line that you're running behind too. I do think they're going to give us a run for our money, but again, we got so much better up front as a defensive line, and I do think that that's how they're going to win games this year. They're built on that run game. So I think the Bills win this one. I'm going to say 31-20 Bills.
I love all these 30 spots we're going to be putting up. It's going to be awesome.
I know. We're going to be the highest scoring offense in the league.
It's going to be great. Like, dominating defense every game.
Yep.
Dominating offense. It's going to be fun, man. I just can't wait for the season to start.
It's going to be fun, man. Yep.
Jake's got us at 7-3 now. What about you, Mike?
All right. Well, I had us winning this game before I knew about Deshaun Watson joining the team. And I haven't changed my mind. We're still going to take this one. Yes, they have a great running game. And like I said, if everything goes like I've been saying, I'm sticking with the theme. No one can run against us this year. So you take that running game, throw it out the window. They're going to have to pass. Now, he can pass. He can throw the ball. He's got some decent skilled receivers with Amari Cooper over there. He's got People Jones, who had a decent year last year. So great running game, but you can't run on us this year. So
awesome.
Win for Buffalo.
Let us know to the people watching and listening that Trey White will more than likely be back by this point. He'll probably miss six games. So we'll say he's back at this point. So just so you know how good the defense already is, and then you add Trey White back into that mix.
I like it.
All right. So 7-3, 8-2. Now here's my upset of the year.
Oh, no way.
Come on.
Detroit. No, I don't. I'm not surprised by this one.
My buddy said it this afternoon when we talked, and I was just like, "Oh no, that's Thanksgiving. I got to switch that. We can't. No, we went on Thanksgiving, so never mind. We're winning that one. That's Thanksgiving game. We don't lose on Thanksgiving.
We don't lose on Thanksgiving. No way.
Yeah, so another upset's going to be coming, but I do think the Lions are a sneaky team. I obviously think we can smoke them if we play. On any day of the week. But when I saw the Thanksgiving, I didn't even realize it. And I was like, there's no way we're losing on Thanksgiving ever again. So, and it's in Detroit, so that's cool. 12:30. So while you're prepping your meal, you can, make your pies or prep your turkey while you're watching the game. It's pretty fun. So probably the least watched game though, unfortunately, the 12:30 spot. But
not this year.
Not for
this
us
year,
Bills
baby.
fans, though.
That's right.
But the Lions are a sneaky good team. Not good, but I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people this year. And I like that one. I can't really pronounce his name. Amon-Ra, is that his St. Brown?
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I'm really excited for him. But we're gonna win that one. I didn't see the date, and that does have a lot to do with it for the people wondering. Thanksgiving and the Bills.
You can't lose on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so yeah, sorry about that. All right, continue.
The norm for us is now playing on Thanksgiving. I mean, we had the last 3 years, we've had every single time slot. So we started with the Cowboys back in 2019 or 2020. No, 2019, right?
19, yeah. That was the best. That one.
And then then we had the Saints last year, and now we got the 12:30 slot. So I think it's awesome. It's a great thing. It's so much fun.
I love it.
And it gives me an excuse to actually watch football on Thanksgiving. I always do anyways, but I'm always in trouble because we go to 2 different events on Thanksgiving. We go to my wife's grandparents' house, and they always have an early Thanksgiving lunch brunch type thing. And then we go to the later one at my parents'. And my parents, they always have the TV on, but her grandparents, they're not super into sports. I mean, there's some people in that family that like it, but most of them are they could care less. And of course, you have me sitting with my phone up against a candle as I'm sitting at the table. I got YouTube TV going. I'm watching the Lions and Bears, rough it out for a 6-3 game, where Andy Dalton's facing off against, whoever.
I was sad for the Lions that game.
Yeah. I mean, and I love it, and they just can't understand it. But now, man, 12:30, you got the Bills. Everyone's going to have the TV on at Thanksgiving. I mean, it's going to be a great thing. What's better than Thanksgiving and football? I mean, it's just the two go hand in hand, So it's a beautiful thing. MCDC, one of my favorite coaches in the league. You look at that Lions coaching staff, by the way, so many former players that have just recently retired. Antoine Randall is the receivers coach. You got Deuce Staley. You got Aaron Glenn. You got Kelvin Shepard, former Bills linebacker, who we traded for Jerry Hughes. He is their linebackers coach, which it's just fun. If you ever, and they're going to be on Hard Knocks this year. And it looks incredible. I mean, I've already seen previews for it and stuff. Man, I can't wait. I think the Lions are going to be, trending upward this year. They have some good young talent on that team. I think they go 9-8 this year. But no, they're not winning this game. Not a chance in hell. Detroit notoriously getting blown out on Thanksgiving at home. And I love the tradition. The Lions and the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving is a fun thing. I love it. You got to keep it that way. The NFL honors that every year, and I respect the hell out of it. But, Bills winning a landslide here. Josh Allen, we'll see him eat another turkey leg this year with Stephon Diggs. I'm going to say 34-14 Bills.
Oof. And all this talk about football and seeing the actual date of Thanksgiving has just got me
it just gives me a warm feeling, man.
I need to just get here. But so you got us on a dub also.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
I'll be quick on this. I mean, Detroit played really well last season. They were in so many games. I still remember that heartbreak loss to the Ravens with record breaking, what was it, 67,
66.
66-yard field goal at the end that hit the crossbar. I mean, they lost a lot of heartbreakers. They were in a lot of games. They have some great pieces. They have some nice pieces on offense. And I think Goff really, being pushed out of LA, and he probably saw what happened there, them get the Super Bowl last year. But Goff played pretty well, and they just don't have enough on defense. So easy win here for the Bills. Yeah,
and that was a good point, Mike. They were in probably at least half of their games were within a score, and even probably half of that was less than 3 points. So and if the Bills weren't a team, I probably would like the Lions just because I like their uniform. That's how I like teams when I was a kid, for the most part. Besides Buffalo, I always loved Buffalo. But when I was when the Nationals, quick side note, when the Nationals became a team, I was actually a Red Sox fan because all my family liked the Yankees. But then in 2005, I went to a tournament for my friend's sister's softball tournament in Virginia. So we went to Nats Park, and I was like, wow, this brand new park. I love the colors on the uniform, and I was like, and they're bad. So eventually they'll be good. And then I've always I'll always be a fan that's liked them since I was a little kid, and nobody can call me a bandwagoner. And that's how it worked out. That's how it worked out with them, and it's going to work out with the Bills too, because the Nats won a World Series a couple years ago. But yeah, so I probably would have liked the Lions if the Bills were never a team because of their cool, the gray and the blue. But
I like it, man.
Now we go to Foxborough. This is a long time, 10, 11 games in. You're finally getting to play the Patriots. And Mike, did we skip you, Mike? I'm sorry.
No, I was quick. We won.
Okay, I forgot to write it down. That's why. But this is going to be fun because the Patriots, it's going to be a very bad season for them, I'm just going to say. So I think we smoke them. I think it's going to be a 40 spot on them again.
Wow.
And I'm just going to laugh again. 47 to 14 or 15 it was last year. They scored in the last 2 minutes on a bad, third stringers in there. But I think we're going to just obliterate them again. And it's just going to be glorious to watch. So Bills are on top again.
All right. You mind if I go first this time, Jay?
Go for it.
All right. So again, the way they compete with us last year is they were able to run that ball in that whatever you want to call it, that hurricane game, right? They need to be able to run. And again, sticking with the theme that you can't run against us this year. And they're certainly not going to be able to pass against us. Now, I am extremely worried. I am concerned about their first pick overall, Cole Strange. I'm joking about that. But was that not the craziest first round pick ever? I mean, there was a film about the Rams staff there just making fun of that pick. Now, who knows? Belichick I don't know. It's Belichick. Who knows? But that's kind of funny to me. Very strange.
How about that second round pick, though, Mike?
Even better.
Who'd we go? Who did they get in a second, Jake?
Your cousin, Tyquan Thornton.
Oh, Tyquan Thornton. Yeah, I ran like I told Jake when I heard the name, and we had talked about him earlier too. I ran to see if he was related. Unfortunately, he's not, and if he wasn't on the Patriots, I'd be pulling for him 100%. But yeah, no way. We got this game. Easy win.
Love it.
I'll echo that. I don't have a whole lot to say about it, just to be honest with you. I just don't think the Patriots did a whole lot to get better. A lot of questionable moves in the offseason, and I know Bill Belichick's going to have them coached up, but they haven't even announced an offensive coordinator yet. I mean, what the hell's going on there? But this is actually par for the course. This is what they love to do. They love to make everyone think stupid things and speculate, and Bill's just sitting there because he's an evil genius, and he's probably just planning his next move. But I can't even imagine. I know they went 7-9, but I still cannot really imagine them having a losing season. I think they still find a way to go like 9-8 this year. It's going to be incredible.
I think you said they were 7-9 last year. They weren't 7-9. They had what?
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Last year they were 10-7. Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. We're gonna break them down, and it's gonna be real fun. I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
But all right. Then we go to the Jets, or the Jets come to us, and that's an easy dub. There's not much to say about that. We're going to be already 11, 12, 13 games in, and we're basically going to be hopefully final form Bills, not waiting until the last week of the season to figure shit out. We're going to be 100% going into playoff mode, fighting for the 1 seed with probably the Baltimore Ravens. So easy win.
I like that.
And I'm going to say Josh Allen's going to have 450 passing yards. I'm just going to
throw
that in there.
Nice.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I think it's you know what, Sean? I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think he goes off. I think he has a monster day. Just going to be incredible. Yeah, I think a Bills landslide win again. And we're just going to keep piling them up back to back to back. So,
are we going to put up a 50 spot this year?
Let's give us a 50 burger, 52-17 Bills.
I think we did that last year too.
We did actually. Yeah, I think we did. I think you're right. Yeah.
To the Jets because it was.
That's right. Yeah. That was after the Jags game though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Where we just totally stomped the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Mike. Please don't tell me they're going to sweep us.
Well, after we lose the first game, I wish we would have had an opportunity to avenge our loss against the Jaguars last year. In this season, we're going to get that revenge game and put up those big numbers. So they come to Buffalo. They're all hyped up. They're like, we beat them the first time. We're going to take them down again. Nope. Josh and the boys say, sorry, that was just us kind of overlooking you a little bit. And they have a big win here. Easy win.
I like it.
Papa Podge, Bill Belichick's losing his mind.
That is hilarious.
I think he's already lost it. He's got to find it now. And now we go Dolphins coming to Buffalo to be determined. So this could be flex depending on
flex game.
How both teams are. If it's has no implications whatsoever, they're not going to flex it. But possibility of being flexed. And I hope they do flex it to prime time, and then we smoke them again on prime time and sweep them again for the 4th year in a row and make it 9-1 in the last 5 seasons. And then all the Dolphins fans are going to have to wait till next year, and it's just going to be really funny. And you know what? Even if we lose to them once and we win the Super Bowl, I could care less if we lost to them. And it would be even funner if we lost one time and then beat them in the first round of the playoffs like we did the Patriots.
That would be
and then won the Super Bowl too. So that would be great. But I just don't. It's just like we said, Brady had it with us. I know we weren't as good as the Dolphins are now. Back when we were crappy for 20 years, but it's just how it is too. Like another comparison to baseball, the Nationals are like 5-27 in the division. We can't beat Florida or Miami, no matter how bad the Marlins are playing. We just can't beat them ever. We're 1-12 this year against them. I think it's like that with Buffalo and the Dolphins. They just can't figure us out. They come close, which is fine. I mean, close only matters in horseshoes and whatever the other part of the analogy was. and
hand grenades or something.
Hand grenades, yeah. There you go.
So I don't care if we win by 1 point every game. That doesn't bother me. I don't care if you win 6-5 or 2-3 or 3-2. That doesn't matter to me as long as we win. So we're gonna smoke them again. It's gonna be really funny to see all the Dolphins faithful just make up excuses of why they lost, and they'll probably say something like, "Oh, well, Tua had to get used to his new weapons, and Josh Allen was really good in his 3rd year. You got to give Tua a chance and all that stuff." But another sweep of the Dolphins.
Nice, Mike. What do you think?
All right, so I believe the Dolphins are going to be the second best team in the AFC East, and I think our games will be competitive. And if you remember back in the 70s, the Dolphins had our number for 10 straight years. They swept us, right? And I was at that game in 1980 when we broke the curse. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, nice.
I was at that game.
That's
Remember
awesome.
it well. Now, we're going on our
here, Mike.
and my friend, my friend Troy is going to be disappointed to hear this. But we're going to go on our own run. I think we sweep them for 10 years. And,
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Here we go. So we take this one. We take this one
Absolutely.
easily.
Yeah, no chance we lose. I mean, there's always a chance. But I'm going to say 99.9% chance we're winning this game. We're at home. I know the Dolphins played well against us at home last year. But no chance it happens. Josh Allen has another monster game. Let's put another 30 burger up. I'm going to say 34-17 Bills.
Love it. So right now I'm at 12-2, and you both are 11-3 as of right now.
No, I should have. Wait, who? I should 12-2. I should be right.
No, you got us losing to. Let me go back.
Green Bay and then Baltimore.
Chris, you had one more loss.
I mean, I will foreshadow. I will have one more.
I have 2 losses too, right? And I think,
you had 3. You had us Jets.
Oh, the Jets surprise one, yeah.
The Jets, Packers.
Yes, you're right.
And,
you're right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you are 12-2 then, Jake? I could have sworn.
Yes.
Okay. All right, 12-2.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on a sec. So I had us lose in our first game to KC, and then I had us lose in the Jets game, and that's it.
we were all 5-1, and then Mike had us at am I wrong here?
I have us at 2 losses too, because I have us losing to the KC and the
I'm
Jets.
confusing myself with the way I'm writing this paper out. I'm not.
No worries.
I'm not going to do it for the next.
We got you covered, Sean. That's what we're here for.
12-2 all across the board. Now we go to Chicago, and that's going to be not fun for them, but fun for us. And it's on Christmas Eve, which is wonderful too.
Yeah.
Another holiday where you can spend. I know a lot of people don't. Some people don't like holidays, but I'm lucky enough to love them. So I love Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving are my 2 favorites. So that's when most of my family's together. And I don't get to see everyone together too often. But and we're gonna smoke some bear, and we're gonna eat it for
nice. I like that.
And I'm sure it actually tastes good. I'm gonna go out there and guess that it tastes good.
I love that. So I'm going to do a little play on words here. I'm going to say lions and cheetahs after Tyreek Hill and bears. Oh, my. All of them going down this year.
Oh, okay.
Lions took care of them. Cheetah, both times we play the Dolphins. See ya. Not even a threat. Maybe a little bit of a threat. I'm not going to go that far. But we handle them pretty well, right? And then the Bears. Listen, the Bears. They're getting a little bit better. They got some good young talent. I like Darnell Mooney a lot. Love David Montgomery. Justin Fields about to be the starting quarterback there. He's, developing. My buddy actually has been throwing with him in Georgia, which is kind of cool. So I've been watching videos of their film sessions and whatnot.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Actually, he's from Rochester, Sean. So not too far from either of us. So that's kind of cool. Not Justin Fields, my buddy. So, but now he's living down in Georgia. They go to Georgia Tech. They throw together. He said Justin Fields looks pretty damn good, but not good enough to beat this Bills team. I just can't see it happening. They also lost Khalil Mack. I mean, there's just a lot. I mean, you can't just fill a guy like that. I mean, there's just too hard to replace someone like that. I'm going to say Bills take this one, and it's a very nice Merry Christmas to us. I'm going to say 31-10 Bills.
Yep. Easy win for us. I'll make this simple. They just don't have enough on defense to even have a chance. So easy win.
Love it. And I guess you could use this as a Tigers analogy with the Bengals, technically.
Oh, there we go. Shoot.
But I do like the cheetah analogy also. But this will be an L for us. Again, not that we can't compete with them, but they got a lot of firepower. And again, you're going off I'm sure Kyer is going to be great this year, but rookie, and then Trey White's coming back. He's gonna be good in my assumption, but it's going to be a lot for those two to handle. And, it's near the end of the year. He might be banged up a little bit. And even though it's the second to last game of the year, some people might be taking rest if they need it, possibly, depending on where we seed. But I think it's a good matchup. They beefed up their like we talked about it on that show. They beefed up their O-line better than anybody in the offseason. So that's going to be a real good test for our defensive line. And I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game for either team, but I think we lose this one, unfortunately, and then get our third loss of the season.
I agree with that. I think we start off the new year with a tough loss in Cincy on Monday night. But it's something that we need because it's going to humble us and it's going to help us propel and go on to win a Super Bowl. So, tough loss for us. I'm going to say we lose 24-17, low-scoring affair. I agree, Sean.
And same here. The first time we did this, I had us losing this game. I think we, for reasons, we've wrapped up the divisions. I do think that Dolphin game is going to be flexed, by the way. I do think it'll be very meaningful. We beat the Bears, and then, we have a little bit of a down game. The Bengals take us here. Loss for me.
Yeah. It's, no one likes to lose, but how often can you go undefeated? You could do it like the Dolphins did in 72 when they played like 4 games and they wore plastic wrap as helmet. So
wow, tell that to Troy.
You can do it like that, or get close like the Patriots did, and then they lost when it mattered the most. So I mean,
that's right.
That's not really fun, is it? But
you're absolutely right.
Then we go possible another flex game against New England at home, and this is where I want to say we could lose because we might be playing Case Keenum and resting everybody like we did with the Dolphins that one year. And I also hate that. Like when we lost to the Jets that one year, 16-13, is because we didn't play our starters. And I don't like to lose in general. And I also don't really like resting starters either because it gets them I think certain ones might need to be rested. Like if they're a little bit banged up. But for the most part, if you're able to play to a certain point, and if you think you need to pull them out. But, we could, if we put Case Keenum or Barkley in and, we could lose that game, but I think we'll be fighting for a 1 seed still to this point. Because, with the Ravens or the Chiefs or even the Bengals possibly. So that game could even mean more than what we're talking about now. But I think we'll win. I think we'll smoke them again because that's what we do to the AFCEs. We smoke them. So January 8th to be determined is going to be smoke show at home. end the season at home.
Nice.
With another win of New England. Season sweep of the AFC East.
So, Jake, go ahead, sir.
I think this is going to be a flex game. And I said that New England was still going to be competitive because they always find a way. They're going to be 9-7 at this point, and we are going to be competing for that 1 seed at 13-3. I think the two other teams we really got to fear are the Chargers and the Ravens. And I think they're both going to be very similar record to us at this point. So it's going to be a flex game. New England's trying to battle and get in as that last 7 seed for the playoffs, and we're battling for that 1st seed, home field advantage throughout. And we're going to spoil New England's dreams. We're going to win 29-13 in a weird scoring game just because that's what happens in those, winter months. But it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a nice, satisfactory win. Score is not going to be – we're not going to blow them out in terms of score, but we're going to totally outplay them, and we're just going to look great. And we're going to head into the playoffs on a high note.
Before you go, Mike, that's it. That's interesting, Jake. I don't think 9 wins makes the playoffs in the AFC, or 10 wins even. I think it's gonna be very tough. But I like what your dad says. We're gonna beat him with 13 seconds left.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
That'd be really funny. All right, Mike, wrap up the Bills schedule.
I think I'm with you, Sean. Is if we're playing for a 1st seed, we got to go for it. Get that week off. There's some folks that would argue that week off hasn't served some folks well. I mean, if you're coming in hot, you want to keep playing. But yeah, if we're playing for that 1st seed, I think we're all in on this. We're not going to be resting folks until late in the game when we got a comfortable lead. But yeah, we win this one.
And you know what? To add insult to injury, I talked to a guy in the Boston, Massachusetts airport, and I said, this is when the Bills were just starting to come up a little bit. And he's like, yeah, typically we just take off that 1st week of the playoffs. We go on vacation somewhere because we know we're not going to be playing there. Well, guess what? Guess who's going to be doing that this year? Us. And it's going to be amazing.
Love it. And that puts us, all 3 of us, at 14-3. And that's where I had earlier with my friend. And I think that's very realistic. I don't think there's homerism in that at all. If that's even a word, homerism. But yeah. people have to remember, Vegas has us at plus 600 Super Bowl odds. It's Vegas. They don't just say stuff to be fun. They don't like the Bills. They don't like any. They're making money. They're Vegas. They're like the most almost correct betting ever. You know what I mean? Like if they say something, it's pretty fair. So off of that alone, to say 14-3, that's not unrealistic. And if we go 13-4, that's fine. And I have the floor at 12 wins, give or take. But I could see us being 14-3, and it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So floor is 13-4, ceiling is 14-3. I freaking love that. That's incredible.
Floor for me. But that'd be fun.
Like he said, I don't know if he said this, maybe did, I'm repeating you, but Vegas has us with the over-under at 11 and a half games. So easily I'm taking the 12, the over on that. And I think, there's a path to get to those 14 wins. Not going to be easy. We had that first 7 games of the season. That's tough.
That's right.
Very tough. That'll tell us a lot how we get through those first 7 games.
I agree. And for the rest, for the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets, we're just going to be like win or loss. And then I'm going to go write it down, and we're going to see. And then we're going to talk about the current event stuff. We're already at an hour and 23. That's pretty good.
It's never short with us.
It's been great. No, I could talk for 17 hours straight if I wanted to. So especially with you two. But just so we could talk more about the current event stuff, because reading off their schedules, it's going to be fun, but it's who cares about them, because they're not going to have any chance of any fun this year.
So you're going to go through their whole schedule, and that's what we're doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to say like Dolphins, Patriots, to say win or loss, and then I'm going to write it down and go right to the next one. And if something needs to be talked about, we can.
I'll be quick on these. Promise.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
All right. So Dolphins, Patriots. I say I'll give them that one.
Dolphins.
I'm going to say Fins as well.
Okay. Ravens. I'm giving them an L.
This is the Dolphin schedule, right? We're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ravens.
Loss for me as well. Yep.
All right. Bills. So we all had them at a loss. So
Loss.
Yep.
So they're sitting at 1-2. Then it's Bengals. I'm gonna give them a loss there too.
I'm gonna give them a win.
I'm going to give a win as well.
Where was it at, by the way?
Cincinnati.
I'll stick with the win.
That's a primetime game too, I think. I want to say it is. It's Thursday night, maybe?
Yep.
I don't know how I even know that, but okay. Yeah, that's a win.
All right. Jets. I'm gonna give them a win.
Win.
Vikings. This is a game where I said I think this is where they're gonna slip up and where because they're a better team than the Vikings, but again, Vikings are sneaky. I got the Vikings winning.
Where's it at?
Miami.
I'll go with Miami with the win.
I'm going to take Minnesota.
All right. Steelers in Miami. It's going to be an easy win for them.
I'll say Miami.
I don't think it's going to be an easy win, but I think they pull it off. Four wins for me right now.
All right. So Mike is 5-2 so far. You're 4-3, and I'm 3-4. So we're kind of.
I like this.
Lions. My friend picked the Lions to win, but I'm gonna give it to Miami.
MCDC pulls it off. Lions.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Troy, if you're listening, please.
Troy probably doesn't like me very much. I don't really give the Dolphins a lot of hope or slack or anything like that.
Bears. I got the Dolphins winning that one.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins.
Browns.
So far,
Browns with Deshaun Watson. I got the Browns winning that one.
I'm going to give the Browns. I got to give the Dolphins some losses. The Browns are going to take them here.
I am taking the Dolphins, and Finns fans are going to be ecstatic about this because it was always Tua versus Deshaun Watson, and Tua's going to get the better of it.
I like that, Jake, and I hope that is the case. But
yeah.
I got to give them a loss here.
And Jake gave the Dolphins a win there.
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Texans, easy win, maybe.
That's a win.
You got to remember they did smoke the Chargers by like 30 points last year.
I know. Yeah, it was random, just so random.
And then this is a game 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that one.
49ers.
No chance. Mike McDaniel loses against his former team. I say it's a win.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Nice.
Love it. Chargers in LA. I got them as an L.
Jake, you go ahead.
I'm going to say a loss. That's a tough team.
That's tough. My goodness. I have him. What do I have him at right now, Sean?
4 losses.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a loss here. I got them winning 10 games, so I just got to make sure I give them 7 losses.
Yep.
Right.
Or maybe 11.
And Jake, you already responded. I'm
Yeah, it's a loss. Yep.
Okay, I'm messing up my ticks. I gotta count your ticks up. Hold on.
I got 8-4 thus far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I got 8 and 5. It doesn't make sense. So
8-5.
Is that what you're at?
Games? I don't know. I got 8 wins. That's all I know.
Okay, hold on. Let me count.
Yeah, I think that's
1,
right.
2,
I think
3,
that's right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. Okay, 8 and 5.
Okay, perfect.
And that was the Chargers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. You know why I didn't include the Chargers? That makes sense.
All right. Bills, loss.
Yeah.
Packers, I'm gonna give them another loss.
This is at Green Bay or in Miami?
Miami.
I'm gonna have them win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a win too. They struggle in the heat for whatever. Well, it's Green Bay. You know, they play in the frozen tundra.
And then Patriots, Jets. I got them winning both of those.
Wow, I got him. How many losses do I have him at there, Sean?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm at 6 already.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll give them both the wins.
I have a loss. I have a loss to the Pats and a win against the Jets.
Just so you know, there's no team that's played the Pats better, even before we got Josh, than the Dolphins.
You're right.
Dolphins have had their numbers. So, and again, I say the Dolphins are going to be second place team in this division. So I'm going to give them the win on both those.
I like it.
So I get them 11-6. Okay, Troy, you could
6,
be my friend again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's respectable, Mike.
It is.
All right, so I got them at 8 and 9, and people may think that's just me not liking the Dolphins, but if you really look at the schedule, like I'm sure you guys could probably you're being a little bit generous, and you could probably find a couple of those games where they might lose to.
Sure.
And I think 11-6 and 10-7, I could see that happening too. But I got their floor is 8 and 9, and that's where I got them at. And I can see them winning 10 games, but 10 games doesn't make the playoffs in the AFC this year.
So I have them at the win in 11 games. So I do have them making the playoffs, I think.
I think.
But you're right, Sean. I could see easily them losing that since that Bengal game, and of course that Charger game.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you can see it. We could probably lose a couple of the games we said, but I think it's a safe between 8 and 11 wins for Miami. I think that's pretty valid. What do you guys think?
I 100% agree. Yeah, I think it could be one or the other for sure. There's a lot of games that can go either way. But no, I like what Miami's done. I'll say that they're not going to just, they're not going to fold. They're here to win, and I like Mike McDaniel. I think he's the right move, and they're definitely trending upward.
Absolutely, and
I'm going to say they get that 7 spot too at 10 and 7. And the reason why I say that, I think the AFC West is going to beat up on each other a little bit, so it's going to kind of drop the records. It's just a smidge.
Yeah, the thing about that though with me, they could beat each other up. But I think they all could still finish like 12.
They could split. That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like
you're right.
They beat each other up, but they might all make the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll be definitely interesting. But the last one I did, I had them at 9 and 8. But again, I don't think that's disrespectful to them at all. I think it's going to be. It's a tough AFC right now, and even there, like the Chargers are going to be no cakewalk, Packers are no cakewalk, Bengals are no cakewalk, Ravens are no cakewalk, and they might surprise us and win a couple of those games, but then lose to teams they shouldn't lose to.
That's true.
We didn't have
the Jets.
We didn't have a shocker for them, I don't think. So
yeah,
and again, I think they could easily win that Vikings game, but I mean. That first start of the season is tough with us and the Ravens and Bengals. It's going to be tough, but now we go to New England, and I do think Miami's going to get second place at 8 and 9. So that should show you where I'm probably
right.
Or 9 and 8, 8 and 9. So first week we gave them both a loss against the Dolphins.
Yep.
So not a good start. Steelers.
I'm going to say
at New England or at Pittsburgh?
At Pittsburgh. But remember, what did the Patriots really do in the offseason?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. So I give them a loss.
And they lost. I got them at a loss as well. They also lost.
I'm going to say win.
All right. Jake's got them on the win column, week 2. They lost a couple linemen too, and I think that's like one of
Jack Mason. That was a big loss. Yeah,
strong suit of New England. So Ravens, obvious loss.
Obvious loss.
Definitely a loss.
That's funny.
Packers, obvious loss.
Loss.
Lions.
Win.
I'll say win.
I got a win as well. Browns, Deshaun Watson will not be playing, I don't think, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Deshaun Watson will not be playing.
Win for me.
I'm going to say win. Bill Belichick wins against his former teams, except the Giants.
Yeah, I think that's safe. I think that's a safe bet to make too. So I got us. Look, I'm gonna punch myself in the face for saying that. I got the Patriots at 2 and 4. Mike's got him at 2 and 4, and Jake's got him at 3 and 3 so far.
Yes. Oh boy. I'm glad I'm bagging on them on your show, Sean. This is where I can I don't have to be so politically correct, and I can just speak my mind here.
Jabs.
We're a safe haven here. The Bears, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, win.
I'll give them a win there too.
The Jets, I'm actually going to give them. Let's do both games against the Jets now. I gave them a split.
Yep. If I'm going to have the Jets beat the Bills, they're going to split with New England.
I'll give them a split here as well. I think you gotta find a win or two to give the Jets. Like I said, it was really hard for me to do that, but I'll give them a win. The Jets, not the Patriots.
Colts.
Ooh.
I gave them a loss.
Loss for me.
Loss for me as well.
And we already did the two Jets games. They split.
Yep.
Vikings, I'm going to give them a loss.
Is that who they're playing now? Vikings?
Yep.
Oh, man. Is this in New England or is this in Minnesota?
Sorry, my wife brought me a delicious. She said it's a healthy.
I was going to say, your face looked really excited. Wow. Look at that. Damn, that looks really good, Sean.
I thought she walked in some lingerie the way he looked, man. I was like, whoa.
Maybe that's
Food, lingerie.
Same reaction.
Category. Yeah, I was going to say same category.
But yeah, I realized that because I was powerlifting and I got to my heaviest weight at 250, and I don't feel good. Not that I'm not ashamed of what I looked like, but I was I don't like walking around at 250. My body just feels like ugh. So for a little bit over a week now, I started 6 to 8 meals, very small portion. I do bodybuilding workouts now with my cousin, so I can't have as much sweets as I used to. So she made this because she's doing a bikini competition in New Jersey.
Wow! Look at you guys.
She could have walked in the bikini versus the lingerie.
Every morning she's posing.
Man.
But yeah, so I gave us the loss. Oh my God, why I keep saying we said us so many times.
Oh, Sean. Your wife just kind of threw you off there. Let me tell you something, Sean. I've told Jake a long time. If you can get a pretty lady on the show with you that talks sports, and it sounds like your wife, she's in a bikini contest, you guys would kill it. You guys would absolutely kill it. Get her on the show, and you would just kill it.
She has started to like football.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh, and they're playing on Thanksgiving. The Vikings game.
So I'm giving the Patriots the win there.
I'm going to give New England.
Did you guys already say that, or
I don't recall, but I'm saying the win.
Yeah, I'm going to say Pats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're good. All right, Bills loss.
Yep, obviously. Definitely a loss.
Yeah, we already said that. So
yeah.
Cardinals loss.
Jake,
and again,
go ahead, Jake.
I'm saying win. I'm saying win for them.
For the people listening, it may sound harsh, but I'm going off of last year and how they've made improvements this year, every team that's going against each other. So
yeah,
that's why it seems like for us, obviously, we went more into detail. But right now, we're just looking on the surface. Just so people don't think I'm just dogging.
Just dogging on them. Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm going to give them the win.
My dad says Pats 8 wins, 9 losses.
Oh yeah, I was blocking it. Yep.
I like it. I do think that's very, very possible.
Absolutely. And I'm surprised though, because the Cardinals are going to should be a top team in the NFC, and you guys both got the Patriots winning.
Yeah, there's got to be some weird ones, you know.
Yeah.
What do we have them at right now, Sean? What's the record?
All right, so I got them at 4-9.
Wow.
You got them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got them at 6 and 7, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7 and 6.
And Jake's got them at 7 and 6.
Okay.
Nice.
Let me just write it down. Okay, Raiders. I'm gonna give them a loss.
Let me ask, where's that at?
Vegas.
Okay, because it's in Vegas, not in Foxborough. I'm going to give the Raiders that one. So lost there.
All right.
I'm gonna say win. Bill wins against Josh McDaniels.
All right.
Nice.
Even what they got someone to stop Devontae Adams.
I know. It's gonna be a weird one. Like I said, you got to have a couple weird ones on there. So I'm gonna give them a win.
If it was in the cold, I would have taken the Patriots.
Yeah.
Bengals. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. That's my weird.
I'm gonna say loss here.
I'm going to say win.
Win. All right. So 5-10 so far for me. 7-8 for Mike. And 8-7 for Jake. Dolphins. I'll give them the win.
This one's in Foxborough.
Yes.
Yes, I'll give them the win. Isn't it wrong how the schedule makers really kind of screw the Dolphins? They make them come to Buffalo late in the cold. They make them go to Foxborough late in the season. You know, Troy's always saying, "Why can't?"
And the Jets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why can't we be going to Buffalo the first game of the time when we play them? And same with the Patriots. Funny.
That's not how it works, everyone. That's not how it works. We always have to make them come to us in the winter, and I love that.
That's right.
Because half of our team's from warm states, so
true.
They don't care to go play in Florida in September. They love it. So
that is true.
So did you got them at a win, Jake?
I have a win. Yeah, I have a win. Yep.
So they're sweeping the. No. So the Patriots are halving with the Dolphins.
I'm using the weather, but Jake, don't you have a friend who just does not believe the weather is a factor in game cold versus warm weather teams? Wasn't there
my buddy Tim elaborated on that a little bit. No, he's pretty passionate about that, actually. No.
Okay.
I mean, I am. I firmly. I'll tell you what. You're a football player, Mike. You got to figure it out. You know. I think it's all about how you come out the tunnel. You know. I mean, you could complain all you want about the cold, but you ain't changing nothing. It is what it is. So you got to get out there and play.
Absolutely. And we all picked them to lose to the Bills again. So yes. I got them at 6-11, and I think that's, give or take 2 more games they might win. But I think between 6 and 8 wins for them. You got them at 8-9, Mike, and then Jake's got them at 9 and 8.
Okay,
I like it.
I think between the three of us, one of us has it nailed. I don't think they exceed 9 wins.
No, I don't think so. Let me get my final paper for the New York Football Jets.
Whoo, here we go.
All right.
We know Mike's got
I got him with at least 2
huge
wins.
win for them. Yeah. Huge 2
All
wins.
Right. So the Ravens.
They open against the Ravens. Yeah, loss.
That's rough.
Sorry, Jets, Big L. The Browns, without Watson, still an L.
I'm going to give them a win.
Yeah, I'm going to give a win here. I'm going to give 1 win.
Am I some jerk or something? I always dogging all these teams, giving them crap wins. You guys they can beat that team.
We do have to think on something.
I guess I like
maybe I am a hater. I don't know.
I want our AFC East to be a little stronger than.
I think it will too, and I've said that. I think that in maybe a year or 2 time, will be probably not like the AFC West where each team can make the playoffs, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be pretty fun. Then they play the Bengals.
Loss.
Yeah, definitely a loss. No chance.
Hey, they beat the Bills this year. They got to have it to be.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To put in perspective, they did beat the Bengals last year.
That is true. That was a big game for Zach Wilson.
That was the first win, I think, too.
Yeah, he threw 4 touchdowns that game. I remember that.
Interesting.
Steelers. I'm going to give it to the Jets.
Ooh. I like that one, too.
Loss.
I'm going to give them the win.
Say loss for the Jets.
All right.
Jake, you saying, are you a jerk? Jake doesn't have the Jets win in more than 4 games. He said
I have them at 4-13
to find them win 4 games. So don't you worry, Sean.
Brutal.
Now I can't remember. Did I have the Dolphins sweeping the Jets? I can't remember. Pretty sure I did.
I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dolphins.
I had
L.
them splitting.
I think I
Okay.
had them splitting. Did I?
Okay.
So
we'll
this
do
is a
both.
win.
So we'll do both the Dolphins. So I got them getting swept, and you both got them splitting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I hope we'll listen to this back, and I'll be like,
Yeah, right. We'll be like,
went,
wow,
we went
we
through
were
the
way
Dolphins.
off.
I had them swept both
Yeah.
times, so
Packers.
loss,
Oh, that's a loss. That's such a bad loss.
bad loss.
So bad.
Like
You got them being blown out in all these games, don't you?
Yeah, like I'm talking 45-0 maybe.
Oh my
like it's gonna be
gosh.
bad.
Broncos.
Oh, Broncos can be interesting. I have them losing that game though.
I'm gonna say
Obviously.
loss. Look at my dad, 7-10 for the Jets.
Yes,
I think it
that's
could
respectable.
happen.
Yeah.
I think it could
guys-
happen.
You guys both said loss.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got them at 1-7 at this point. Mike's got them at 3-6.
Okay.
No, that doesn't make sense. Did I do that wrong? No. Let's see. I might not have wrote one of yours down yet. Oh yeah, so we're gonna do. Let me see. I might have messed up somewhere. I'm sorry. It's hard to do it with the phone.
That's all right.
Did you guys happen to write down what you've been? So
I have
far?
I have 2-6 it should be if we're in 8
Yeah, I got
games
you
in.
at 2-6. I think I screwed
Okay.
Mike's up.
Yep. I'm counting on my fingers.
I think I have them at 3 wins, but I can't remember which ones I said.
Yeah, for some. Oh, because I did the tally at 3 instead of at the fifth one.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
So you got him at 3 and 5 then.
yeah.
Okay. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, because we did the Patriots one where we did both at the same time. Okay, now I'm back on it, and they get swept by the Bills.
Not according to me. They split with the Bills.
Yeah, not according.
The biggest upset of the season.
That is a big upset.
Okay,
Real
so
big upset.
at this point, I got the Jets at 1-9. Jake's got 2-8, and then Mike's got him at 4-6.
4-6.
Ooh, look at that. All right.
I'm on track with Big L.
Fighting for the division at this point, probably.
For second.
Yeah,
Second in the division.
They're a couple games back.
Yeah.
Okay, the Patriots, we already did that. Bears, I gave them a win.
I'll give a win here.
Definitely a win. Oh my goodness. I better.
Damn, they're about to get 500, Mike.
5-6. Here we
I
go
know.
on the verge of 500.
Ooh.
You kidding me? Robert Saleh?
Damn.
Vikings, give them an L.
I'm gonna say loss.
Wow. I feel like if I don't give them a loss, I'm going to give them too big of a season. Although I truly feel, based on them beating Buffalo this year and some of the other wins I have them, I have to give them a loss. Though. They have to lose this one, I guess.
They just have to.
5-7, I think I have them at.
You do.
Okay.
All right, Jake, and you got them at a loss?
Yes.
All right. So me and Jake are both at 2-10.
Oh my goodness.
I got 3-9.
I'm so bad at this. You guys got to.
That's all right. No, you're good, man. You're good. I'm counting on my fingers.
Who was the other win?
We had let's see.
It's only
Dolphins
2.
won, Browns won, and the Bears.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, we're back on track. The Bills, they got it swept, for my opinion. Lions, I'll give it to the Jets.
Oh, yes, definitely. 6 and
I'm gonna
7,
say
I have
loss. I'm gonna say loss here.
them. What?
I know.
Is that
I
in
have
Detroit
faith
or
in
is
the
that in New York?
It's in New York. Well,
Or should I say New Jersey? It's in New
Right.
Jersey. So
There's
we'll give it
only
to 'em.
one New York team.
Now we're towards the end of the season, so a little chilly there. Yeah, we're going to give that to the Jets, and by that time, all those rookies starting to get going.
Yeah.
6 and 7.
Jags. I'm gonna give them a win.
I'll give a win here.
7 and 7. I better watch out for this
Wow.
team. I got to give them the
Look
win.
at that.
7 and 7. Holy crap!
Seahawks. I'm gonna give them a win.
Oh my god. So
I'm going to say loss.
let's put this in perspective. They've got a much easier schedule, right, than anyone else in the division. Wow. Seahawks, I got to give them the win. I'm 8-7. Holy crap.
I'm going to say it's a weird one. It's going to be like a 15-10 loss. Super weird game. A lot of field goals by Seattle.
Please tell me they play some good teams at the end of the season here.
They do. Do they?
All right. No, that's it. After the Seahawks, it's the Dolphins, and that season's over.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So I'm missing something. What do I have? I have them losing to the. We had them split when the. Did I have them split?
What about New England? Did they play New England or no?
But yeah, I think that's where I got confused because when I got to New England, I'm saying, oh, what are your two? What does do those two right now?
Okay.
I see.
I think you guys both split them, and I said they were gonna get swept. I think.
Okay.
But so before the Dolphin, and I got them losing to the Dolphins. Did you guys split with the Dolphins too?
I split with the Dolphins and split with the Dolphins.
I think it depends. I mean, I already think I have them at 8 wins. I can't have them at 9. So put me whatever.
I got them at 5-12 then, and Mike will have them at 8-9, and then Jake is sticking with 4-13.
4-13, baby. Gotta own it. You can, I'll be eating my words maybe, but.
Well, look, it sounds like based on what we just said, according to my view, the Jets are going to be overtaking the Patriots. The Patriots could be the last place team in the division.
That would be something, Mike.
Wow.
That would be a storyline and a half. Yeah.
So this is what we got then. We got the Bills at 14-3, all three of us.
Yep.
Then you got the Dolphins at 10-7, 11-6, and 8-9. Then we got the Patriots at 9-8, 8-9, 6-11, and then the Jets at 5-12, 8-9, and 4-13.
So we all agree on where they're going to place in the division. Just a little bit different with records. I like it.
Yeah, pretty good. That's pretty solid. And
wait, did we all agree where they're going to place? Based on what I.
Yeah. Wait. What did Mike have for the Jets? 8-9 or 9-8?
Yeah. So his 8-9 with the Patriots and the Jets are tied, and I think they split. So it all depends on.
Okay. Straight to
the
schedule.
Season. So
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
But wow, we're about to close in on 2 hours. That's pretty cool. I don't think that beats our longest together though.
I don't know. My camera's holding up. I'm happy. The tech's holding up. Everything's good.
I think we got close. But
we had a 2.5 hour show, I believe.
Did we?
I think so. But
that's when your camera shut off, Mike, at 2 hours, right at 2 hours.
Yeah.
So knock on wood.
That part was really fun though, and I should have been better prepared with my tallies.
Hey, you did great, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So current events, we can start with. I love that Kyer and Diggs got into it, their first play against each other. I think Diggs is the most alpha, not if you could use the word manly in that sense, wide receiver in the NFL. He's got the strongest attitude and never nobody's better than him when he's on the field in his mind, and he's a top dog for sure. And then you got your rookie to step up and do that right away. That just shows me that we got the right guy. And I have high hopes for him. It's a lot of, and I feel bad too because it's a lot of pressure for him now. Trey White's gone for however long, and he's basically gonna be looked at as the number one guy. So I feel bad for him. What's going on?
There he is. Jonah, I just talked about the Ravens, man, not too long ago. So
he can't hear you.
He can't hear. I was going to say you got the headset.
He can read lips, though. Please be careful with what you're saying about the Ravens. I'll be out there in a minute, buddy.
But yeah. So
real quick, can I have him say something?
Absolutely.
Real quick, come here. Tell me who you think is better between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, and tell them why you think who's better.
Wow.
Lamar.
And why is Lamar better?
Because Josh Allen's trash.
Whoa! You just said Josh
Whoa!
Allen's trash.
Whoa!
Well, this is not what you said. Oh my! Please go.
That's insane. Get him
You
off
can't
this,
say
Mike.
that.
Get him off. Get him
Yeah,
off.
I mean, come on.
Listen, I love you, Jonah, but no way, man. No.
You know,
Maybe-
my daughter was we got on the phone. My daughter's in Buffalo, and I was telling him about this Raven thing that he's got going on. She came up with a great idea. I'm looking for an exchange program in Baltimore for a family that has a daughter or a son that's a Bills fan.
Bills fan.
And we're just going to do an exchange.
That's
Jonah
hilarious.
doesn't like that idea, but I like it.
That is funny.
Nice.
Sorry.
Maybe some Ravens fan will watch this and he'll clip that and make it go viral, and we could be all part of
God.
a big viral thing. But the other thing that we're going to address first before we talk about Watson is the fact that Josh Allen and Jordan Phillips got into it. And when you watch the video, you're like, I wonder why. Like, that's weird that Josh got mad about that, because he like kind of nudged him. But from reading reports, the offense was just cooking the defense for days in a row. And I'm sure there was banter. And, you know, if you played, you know, especially a sport like football, once the pads touch, first time wearing pads, stuff goes down, even at the lowest level, even at like high school football, which I played, or college football, which my friends played. As soon as the first day of pads happens, things happen. And then at the end of it, you don't even care. So like I talked about Mike off air to Mike off air about this. Then you got Miami beat writers saying Tua's throwing bombs in practice. Josh Allen's fighting his teammates. The Dolphins are winning the AFC East. And then you're like, this person has a job. And I don't like talking bad about people's jobs, but this guy's getting paid to say something so stupid and delusional like that. And I said, A, you've either never played football, or B, don't know anything about football, because scrums happen all the time in training camps. I even went to a Giants training camp when I was like 10 years ago, and it happens. It's just how it is. And if your team's not fighting in practice once in a while,
no passion.
Maybe you're doing something wrong in practice. And I told Mike this. It seems that they purposely set up things like Tua throwing a 60-yard pass to Tyreek Hill to show the media, oh, look, Tua can throw the ball, instead of like actually practicing. You know what I mean? Like it's just so funny to see this stuff, and it's nothing against Tua, but if people really think that the Bills are falling apart, as some have said, or someone also said, the fact that they're running a QB draw in training camp shows that there's something wrong with their offense. People saying stuff like that, like I get you gotta be rooting for your team, and like the Dolphins made some moves, but as a fan base, you have to stop with the delusion. And then to make it even worse, Buffalo Fanatics posted something where two Dolphins podcasters, probably, I don't know how, I never heard of them before, but they're probably like us, you know, just starting out, or I mean, anyone could really start a podcast and say whatever they want, and that's kind of what it seemed like these people did. They were just like, I can see the Bills getting third place in the division, and I said,
oh wow.
I said, what? And then he said,
that's insane.
He said, Josh Allen is just like the rest of the Bills fans. They're sore winners. And they're one or two bad games away from getting third place in the division. And then his friend says, and that's what I have them at. I have my money on the Bills getting third place behind the Patriots and the Dolphins. And I'm just like,
does he love just losing money, or? Yeah,
and I said, what if we said stuff like that during the drought? Like, we're going to win first place and the Patriots are going to get third. Like, that's just it's so asinine and stupid.
It's foolish.
Like,
yeah.
And again, it's good to be loyal to your team, but just because you got Tyreek Hill, just because you got Connor Williams, just because you got a new coach who may or may not be a good head coach. He might be a good guy, but he might not be a good head coach. How many times have you seen good coordinator, terrible coach? Time and time again, that happens all the time. So I'm not going to say he's going to be a great head coach, because he might not be. Yeah, they made the moves. They made the necessary adjustments to try to compete in the division. Just because they do doesn't mean they're going to be up there with us. And then they said, oh, they think they're on this pedestal. They think they're so great. They think they're this. They've been eating their own shit for this long, and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, wow.
I heard that. Yeah, I listened to that. That was
Seriously?
just insane. I mean, the stuff coming out of these guys' mouths, it's like, wow. How could you seriously say that? It just
Yeah.
Have you watched our team at all? Like, you got to have some knowledge. And I'll echo what you said, Sean. I'll keep it quick here. I know we're closing in on the 2-hour mark, and I know Jonah just came in. He's probably wanting to get Mike out there, play a little Madden, and
we're fine. I love talking this stuff.
But anyways, no, as you said, there's nothing wrong with this team. I see a lot of passion. I see a lot of great things, like they're competing against each other. Your first day of pads, you take a bunch of 20 to 30-year-old men, take them away from their families. All they've seen are one another over the last week for 24 hours straight. Then you finally have time to strap them up. The weather's hot. You're competing against one another. It's such a common thing. And if you played football at any level, you would understand that. But for people to say that this team is falling apart is just asinine and just stupid. And as far as those Dolphins beat writers, I mean, maybe they're just trying to get some hot takes out there, because otherwise it makes zero sense.
Yeah. So I listened to a lot of the Buffalo podcasts. I listened to 3 different shows this week, and I saw the video. That play. Hopefully all you two have seen it as well. It was absolutely nothing. This thing's so overblown. It's funny. And as a matter of fact, when it happened, when I saw the video, I almost thought to myself, God, I feel like, Josh is just kind of egging them on for some reason. And, one of the guys today that I listened to had a take. Now, first of all, most of that offense all week has been banged up. They've only had a couple starters on the offensive line. And they had a rough day. And one of the shows said, he felt that was Josh just firing up the team, right? He's firing up his guys. But it was so quick, and it was over like less than 30 seconds. And then I saw Gabe Davis and somebody else come over and jump on the pile. I'm like, this is they're having fun here. They're not over there jumping on the pile to kind of beat someone up. They're having, the receivers at least were having a little fun with it. It looked like to me. So way overblown. You showed me the tweets that were coming in. Jake, you sent me a link, and most of those were not Bills fans, obviously trying to just
negative.
They feel like they're going to be able to get to the Bills by saying things like that. Some of them looked like they were from Bills fans, not liking the fact, but again, it was, if you saw the video and you listened to some of the shows, it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing.
I didn't like when they jumped on the pile though, because that's an injury waiting to happen.
I know. Exactly. But you saw that, right? Didn't it look like they weren't there to just like jump and beat someone up? I mean, they were just
it wasn't. Hey, there weren't fists being thrown.
No.
It was
absolutely
and crazy.
And I do understand though, like, he just nudged him, but Josh is worth like $230 million, and he's our ticket to the Super Bowl. So unless you want Case Keenum trying to lead the way, then I would definitely not. And even at the high school level, the quarterback's redshirted. All practice, all the time. Right. So why would now be any different? Like at Oliver hit Allen, get him off the field. Go sit on a cactus, as Rico says. What a play. But yeah, like even my buddy, I don't know if he said he was going to watch it tonight, but he might be in bed now. But he played defensive line in college, and when Boogie Basham and Alec Anderson, I think his name is, right?
Yep.
They got into a fight. Fists were thrown, and I'm glad they were throwing fists. You should be your 300-pound man going against another 300-pound man. Throw some fists. And
screws baby.
Tavon Austin and
Saran Neal.
But I hate Saran Neal anyway. But
really?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I like him a lot, man. That's my guy.
They're talking about, he was looking good on defense. I'm like, just keep him on special teams, never put him on the field on defense ever again.
Wow.
That's where I'm at with him.
He's special teams ace.
Sean, I have a question for you. You kind of break the tie between Jake and I. I don't think Tavon Austin makes this roster. Jake thinks there's a spot for him. What's your take on Tavon? Tell me.
It's tough, Mike. I want to say he's going to make the team.
Okay.
I mean, Kumro's out.
Kumro's out. Wow.
He's kind of useful.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts to hear.
So the two of you that I'm still sticking them against.
He'll be practice squad.
What about? So you think Marquez Stevenson makes it then too?
It's tough. We got so many mouths.
I know this is a tough year to make the squad for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, because we're only gonna have one spot left because you got Diggs, Davis, you got McKenzie, you
Jameson
got
Crowder,
Crowder, you got Shakir.
Khalil Shakir, and then probably
You got
keep
one spot.
6, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you got one spot left. So
Unless they do what Jake is saying, then and Crowder, who's been injured, hasn't even gotten in there. So McKenzie's obviously the front runner now for the slot position. And Jake, you had mentioned maybe some trade bait there.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I don't know if he's going to be a cut. I think people have been kind of floating that out there a little bit just to get some hot takes out there.
I don't think it'll be a cut.
This guy is, I mean, really, he has potential to be one of the best slot receivers in the league. I mean, he really has proven himself. He just has to be on the field to do it, you know. And
Crowder is going to be, you know, he's going to be an absolute beast this year.
He's awesome.
He's never had a good quarterback, so
right.
People don't understand that part about him. But yeah, your dad said Crowder practice, and that's wonderful.
Cool. Yep.
But yeah, so Dawkins is finally back. He had probably some family thing, so that's good. He said thank you God, back to work, so that's good. Glad to see that. And he even got the ball tipped in the air and he caught it and ran with it. So
I love that.
That's really fun. But yeah, things are going good. I think it's going to be a crazy last few training camp days trying to figure out who number 7 is going to be. But I think the rest of them will be on the practice squad. I think Tavon Austin, like I want to say him or Stevenson, but I think Tavon Austin could bring so much to the team. I don't know.
He's more of a receiver too. I mean, Marquez really hasn't proven himself just yet, but he did score the game-winning touchdown last year against the Lions in that preseason game.
So you know what makes me sad? We're never going to see Isaiah Hodgins, man.
I know. I mean, so much potential. And his dad, former fullback. I mean, jeepers, that kills me. I love Isaiah. I really do. He offers that size. I think he actually does offer value in terms of being an outside guy. He's 6'4", 212. You know, I mean, he's able to make those jump ball catches, and you know, he's operated as an outside guy, so he does have a chance in that sense. But
yeah, I think him being hurt his rookie season for the whole year, I think that really hurt his chances of being on this team, like on the active roster, because he had a chance that year.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
But then he got hurt, so then
it's tough, man.
But you know, I'd love to see him. Like, I think he'll be nobody's going to pick him up, I don't think. So he'll be a practice squad guy. He might be like a Duke Williams type.
I can see that.
I'm sure we're going to have a game or two where someone might not be able to play, some tightness or soreness, and you know, Crowder's old, you know, a little bit older and getting banged up. So maybe he'll get a chance, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I could see it.
You want to talk about Deshaun Watson now?
I guess we gotta talk about it, right? It's it's a big thing. Crazy that a guy, and I know, you know, what is it, like 23 of the cases have been settled. There's a 24th that's still being worked on. But there's a guy who literally is suspended the entire season for gambling on FanDuel, betting for his own team when he wasn't playing.
I think he said they were going to lose too, though. That's funny.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that. I thought he said they were going to win.
That makes it funnier.
That's hilarious. But nonetheless, I mean, the NFL, they're partners with FanDuel, DraftKings, you name it. And, of course, there's stuff written in players' contracts and stuff. You can't bet on your team, especially if you're playing, because it goes against the ethics and whatnot. But what if you're not playing? Like, he wasn't
even playing. He basically took himself off the team for the rest of the year.
And I get it. I get it. Listen, you got to take accountability. Rules are rules. Rules, you got to follow the rules, right? But when you compare the two suspensions, he's suspended now for the entire season. And then you have Deshaun Watson. You can't tell me that all these women are lying. Even if it was one, man, that's more than enough, you know? And it's just, I think it leaves a really sour taste in Browns fans' mouths. They don't like it one bit. I feel like a lot of people don't like it. It's going to be really tough for him to, I think he's going to be really tested this year, especially with the fans and the crowd and all that stuff.
Crowds everywhere.
I mean, they're going to have a heyday with him. But, you know, you've seen guys like Michael Vick and even Ben Roethlisberger when he had all that stuff happen early on in Pittsburgh with him. You know, players have been able to handle it, but it's just you don't know. I mean, you don't know what to believe. You don't know what's true, what's wrong, who's making stuff up. But at the same time, I mean, it just feels like there's so many people coming out and saying this, and I mean, you gotta believe someone, right? I mean, geez, like that's insane to me. And to only get 6 games is just an absolute shocker. Why 6? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's sick, and you know, obviously in America you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
But here's where I stand on it. Then again, even insulting one woman is too many. But
Right.
when Ben Roethlisberger was getting accused, it was one person, one instant, one person.
Yeah.
6 games, wasn't convicted. Deshaun
Right.
Watson, over 30 accusations, 6 games.
Right.
And Trevor Bauer for the Dodgers, 2 years, hasn't been convicted yet. Got suspended for 2 years by the MLB.
Yeah.
They did their own investigation. They said
For what, Sean? What was that for?
For sexual assault.
Okay.
And I think it said the article said at max he had three accusers. So
Man.
3 accusers, no conviction, 2 years suspension. Deshaun Watson, 35 accusers, people settle, so that means you did something.
Yeah.
People don't know that, but when you settle with someone, that means you're guilty in a way, because you're settling for a reason. If you wouldn't settle with them if you had nothing to hide. And there was one time he all but admitted that he did stuff. He said in words like, you know, I didn't know what I was doing was this. I'm sorry that they felt this way. And, you know, so he wasn't denying that he didn't do anything. And he's a handsome guy. He's a rich guy. He's a, you know, athletic guy. So is 90% of the NFL.
Right.
They're not all getting accused of sexual assault. You've called over 70 different massage therapists to come to yours. You flew them in to try to find another one, and these girls had disgustingly descriptive detail about moments with him. And you want to say, like, yeah, maybe you could make that up, but there's no way they made that up. And some girls may be lying, but there's no way. And the NFL, like Tyreek Hill beat his wife and his kid, and he got no repercussion whatsoever. But then you got that running back we talked about it, the running back from the Ravens a couple years ago.
Ray Rice. He got kicked out of the league for beating his wife and then dragging her in a parking lot. Like, yeah.
Where does the NFL, like, there's no consistency in anything. If you have one accusation, suspended until it's figured out. I don't care if it's you got to wait 5 years till all the cases are settled or whatever. Until it's figured out in any way to full capacity, you're suspended. Sorry. And not only did he only get 6 games, he still got his guaranteed $256 million.
That's crazy, man.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's
insane. Not 1 cent was adjusted. So he still gets. So basically, we'll say 10 of the girls are telling the truth and 25 of them are lying. So he sexually assaulted 10 women. Gets a vacation for 6 weeks, and then gets paid $256 million for it.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
So I'm furious about that, and you know, I feel for Calvin Ridley. You know, I have mental issues with depression and anxiety. I'm sure a lot of us do, and I feel for him when he took the year off. It takes a big man to say, I had to step away from this for a bit to work on myself. And then he goes on a legal app to gamble legally, and then to give him a full season. And he admitted it. He was like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I would have been like, okay, give me $1,500 and then there you go. Or whatever, make it right. And then is that really even a bad thing though to bet? Like Pete Rose, one of the best baseball players to ever play. He did a lot of it was really elaborate, his betting, you know. But
right.
He still, you don't go to the Hall of Fame based off of anything else but your play. Like, I don't care if you take steroids. If you're a good baseball player or, you know, a good basketball player and you take steroids or something, it doesn't matter. All these people you don't know what they do behind closed doors. They could be the worst people in the world, but you judge Pete Rose because he bet on baseball. Who cares? Like, yeah, I get it's shameful, but he had 4,000 hits. No one's ever going to do that again.
Unbelievable player. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You should give him in the Hall of Fame and then say, oh, you're a piece of garbage for betting on baseball. Oh, well, I made a mistake. But Watson can get accused of sexual assault 35 times, and he can still make the Hall of Fame.
Crazy.
Barry Bonds can't get in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, and even my mom, she's not really a sports person, but she says something smart. Well, a long time ago, it was like 6 years ago. Everyone probably does, because you can't keep up unless you do. So you think the Aaron Donald or Von Miller or any of these people don't take any kind of performance enhancing drug? They all do. Look at these guys. They're 35 years old and they're got an 8-pack with like veins out to their like. There's a certain.
I mean, they definitely take substances. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to call them. I mean, I don't know if they're steroids per se, but they're definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's so many.
Like, yeah, I took creatine. I took stuff, that eventually there's certain things like if you would take, and they're not even necessarily steroids sometimes. Sometimes it's just something like a supplement that you take and it's just banned by the NFL for whatever reason. They have something in the supplement that maybe gives you an unfair advantage. It's not even necessarily steroids. I mean, it happens a lot. Actually happened with DeAndre Hopkins. But I do now there are two sides of this. Like the Deshaun Watson thing is horrific. The Calvin Ridley thing is, it's obviously still wrong. It's written in his contract. And I think the biggest issue that I have with it is just the comparison between the two suspensions is like laughable. You know what I mean? Like accountability is the biggest thing. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. It's just crazy, man. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
I echo everything you said, Sean. You've said everything there is to be said. It's an embarrassment for the NFL to only give them 6 games. Gambling, you know what? I talk to my dad a lot. We love, we met Pete Rose in Vegas a few years back, and he was signing autographs. So my dad's a huge Pete Rose fan, as I am, and we feel he should be right in the Hall of Fame, absolutely 100%. But I'm on the fence with gambling. I will say that. I mean, it is clearly spelled out, and it could have a big impact on a game, right? I mean, look at the.
Do you need the money too? Like,
yeah, exactly. You have all that money. Now
Yeah.
look at the Chicago White Sox. Back in the day, the Black Sox when they threw the series, and Shoeless Joe Jackson, one of the best baseball players ever in the game. Not able to get in the Hall of Fame, and he wasn't part of that. He was not part of that, throwing the series, and that poor guy is never going to make the Hall of Fame, and he was just a fantastic player. So I'm on the fence with the gambling, but it's in their contracts clearly spelled out. Do I think it should prevent you from ever getting into Hall of Fame? No. I think there should be, he's just been, what has it been, like 30-something years? I don't know how long it's been, but it's been ridiculous for Pete Rose. So the gambling thing aside, it's kind of different. This thing here is bigger to me. It's bigger, and 6 games is an absolute crime.
Right. And you mentioned how, like, the gambling is written in the contract. So should, like, sexual, like, we called it SHARP in the Army, sexual harassment and prevention. And that should be written in their contracts too.
It's sad that you have to even do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just like any other job, you have.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like when I worked in a bank, I had to do sexual harassment training. When I worked in maintenance with a bunch of guys, I had to do sexual harassment training all the time. So why do these guys? Well, I mean, if gambling's written in the contract, you can't gamble. But he wasn't even, like, that's the thing. Like, he was on the team, but he wasn't even playing. So, like, he had no deal in how the game turned out. He just said, my team sucks. I'm going to bet that they lose. I'm going to take my girl out to dinner after. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I get it's wrong. Like, you're absolutely right that it's wrong. But it should have been like, okay, you're fined like $1 million. That's fair, right? I mean, he would have been like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Now
pales in comparison. I mean, it's just like,
right now,
what are we doing here?
this could end his career if you really think about it. He missed
and as a skill receiver, as a skill position guy, I mean that your years are so much more limited. Like as a quarterback, you could still play for a while. As a receiver, these are your prime years. Like
he missed
crazy.
half of last year, and now he's missing a whole year, and then it's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and not only to mention, Josh Gordon was suspended for 5 years for
marijuana.
Weed.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
People are in jail for 25 years for weed charges.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Watson can do this, and it's just they try to act like, oh, this is just with the gambling with Pete Rose and stuff, like, oh, this is a disgrace to the game. Like taking steroids tainted the game. No, it made the game better. You know how boring it is to watch people. They extend the field in Baltimore so they can't hit as many home runs. They change the baseballs every week so that people can't hit it as far. That's boring. Nobody likes watching everybody pop out to outfield every time. I want to see someone hit 75 home runs.
Wow, I love it.
I want to see bomb, like hard hits everywhere. I want to. It's fun. Like pitching's nice. Like when you got a pitcher that strikes out 15 people or 20 people, that's really fun to watch. But I want my team to hit bombs. I want to see some baseball. I don't want to see, ooh, little base hit. Oh, this guy got a home run, or something. Aaron Judge still has over 40 home runs. That's fine, but they have changed the baseball to help the pitcher more, and that's tainting the game. Not taking steroids. Like they all should be taking steroids. All the military should be on steroids and performance enhancing drugs.
Flaming hot takes coming from Sean right now. I love it.
You got to go to hand-to-hand combat with maybe with Russian soldiers. They get trained to fight like that at the youngest you can, and they even say fight till the other person's not moving. You know what I mean? Like that's how they train.
That's wild.
Why would we not want to be most athletic and powerful and strong as we can be?
Right.
You could take that stuff in a healthy manner. Like when you look at Ronnie Coleman. They overuse steroids. When you look at people in the NFL, performance-enhancing drug isn't just anabolic steroid. It's like endurance enhancer or something that helps your twitch muscles or your speed. Little things, which is probably what Watson took. Not Watson. D-Hop took because he's like a toothpick. So he popped for a performance-enhancing drug that he claims he didn't know was in the system, which he knew. He just got unlucky with a test.
It's irresponsible to not know.
Right. Exactly.
To be making that much money and not know. It's insane.
Like that time when A-Rod and a couple others they all got dinged at the same time for steroids. I wanted to test the entire league. 95% of them are on drugs.
Right. And then it's like, what do you do then? You can't suspend everyone. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing. They do enough to show that they're cracking down on it. But it's just
that's a good point.
It just blows my think about it, man. Like there's a certain body type that you can get naturally with hard work and a diet, especially a diet.
Look at Jake. I mean, there's been times I've been like, he's got to be on something. Look at this guy. I met him in person.
Nothing but beers, baby.
My goodness.
Never touched a drug in my life except for the good old thing you can do some curls with.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you could tell when someone's when you look at DK Metcalf, he's on TRT or something. Testosterone or some because you can't just
look at Hunter Renfrow though, huh?
Yeah, he might not There's outliers like Derek Jeter.
Hunter Renfrow has the best dad bod I've ever seen in my life, and look at him, he had 1,000 yards receiving last year. It makes me, it gives me some hope still, Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised if some quarterbacks do it.
Well, Peyton Manning did for his neck.
Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens, they got dinged for it near the end of their career, which screwed them out of the Hall of Fame. And again, who cares? It's fun to watch, right? I don't care if they take steroids. I don't care if Sammy Sosa corked his bat. It's fun to watch baseball. It's fun to watch good players. And it sucks if he hits a home run against your team and they went over your team. But there's always 29 losers in baseball, and there's 31 losers in football. Only one team wins. And for the most part, those guys that cheated, like Sosa, Bonds, they never won anything. So who cares?
That is true. That's a good point. That is a good point.
I think McGuire won one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did.
I think so.
I grew up reading books. My mom would buy me books about Mark McGuire, writing stories, and Like, I love those guys in a way. And they're just like, oh, yeah, they don't deserve nothing because they took steroids. That's their life. You know, they might have health problems when they're in their 50s or whatever from taking drugs, but they did it because that's what they wanted. When you look at professional bodybuilding, and off topic again, Rich Piano was like 40 years old. But he even, like, if you look up videos on like pro bodybuilders talking about steroids, they literally tell you, we do this because this is our life. And we got to this point before we started using. Then you see kids that they start working out in the gym for a week, they look for the first thing they can use. That's not what your body produces naturally. What's in steroids up until you're like 40 something years old. But they do it because they got to a certain way. Then they took the steroids to enhance their look, which is an unrealistic look for normal people. And then they die when they're 40, 45, 37. Like, you see it all over the place, these bodybuilders dying. And they understand that going into it, but it's entertainment. They do all that to their body to go on stage and win or lose. And then people watch their shows. That's what they want to do. So if pro athletes want to take steroids and do all that stuff to their body, I'm all for it. They shouldn't be penalized for it, but if you sexually assault a woman, you should be penalized accordingly.
Absolutely.
And I think that it'd be fair to suspend you at least until everything's figured out. And then the NFL should be able to do their own work, like the MLB did. Trevor Bauer wasn't convicted yet, but he was suspended for 2 years before he was convicted.
Right.
So even if he gets let off, like, oh, nothing, there was no evidence or whatever, he's still suspended for 2 years.
It taints your career too. It taints you as a person and everything. It's just crazy. It's wild.
Yeah, but hopefully the NFL steps in, because some Bills reporter said that the NFL could still step in, or not Bills reporter, but somebody on the Fanatics. They posted in their story about some reporter talking about that the NFL.
Kyle Brandt did a fantastic job.
Yeah, he did.
It all.
Yeah,
he did.
Absolutely.
If you ever have a chance to listen to that, because he did a really nice job of articulating.
And then that's where I got the Ben Roethlisberger was suspended for.
Yeah. He talked about that. Yep.
Yeah, it's just the NFL's got to get something done, man, because you suspend someone for a year for wrongfully gambling, 6 games for sexual assault 35 different times, and then 4 games for drugs. Oh, you took steroids. You popped hot for anabolic steroid. All right, 3 games, and you can go back out there while you're still on steroids.
Meanwhile, they'll shoot you up and give you painkillers and everything else, right? It's just, yeah. Right.
It's funny. Any other news? Nickel City Mafia should be live in about a couple minutes for.
They got their golf show going on tonight. I think they're trying to call me, so I better get off. Maybe they're having some tech issues.
Yeah, we're about to.
I just got I'm like, he never calls me, so something must be going on.
Well, we hit the 2-hour 27 mark, and I think Papa Podge is still the only viewer.
Papa Podge said goodnight. He texted me, said, "Listen, I gotta go."
Shout out
I love it,
to Big L giving us all the updates over there. I mean, all you got to do is look at his comments, and you'll see everything that's going on in camp.
Tim Settle, by the way, he did go into his buddy's ice cream shop the other day on his day off. That's what he did. Actually, it was yesterday. He went and got some ice cream, which was hilarious.
The last big news I have, and then I gotta go. But the punting contest that the punt got. Okay, so we forgot to bring this up yesterday, but I will say this: everybody, all the shows I listen to, I love to support them all. Has it pretty even right now, Jake? Has it pretty even? Like they both are having good punts. They both are having their bad punts. Of course, I'm sorry. There's Matt Ariza and Matt Hawk.
Matt Hawk?
Yep. Hawk, yeah. Matt Hawk. He's the better holder. He's a great holder, and there's a reason why people want him on the team, and that it may come down to that. But you were hearing like all these. Some people were saying, "Man, there's a difference when Ariza it goes off his foot. You hear this boom. It's like." And then I listened to one guy's show yesterday. He's like, "You don't hear that. Come on." And he said, he goes, "I watched about 10 of each of them had 10 punts, and they all had good ones. They all had bad ones. So I don't know. That's an interesting battle. We're only bringing it up because Jake's big on the punters. Obviously, he loves
I have a
punters
Matt
and
Araiza
fullbacks,
jersey on the way.
and he has a punt
Nice.
god jersey. So
Well,
that's an interesting battle.
I would have waited until he made the team because if he doesn't make the team, then
It's gonna be awkward,
Right,
man.
right. So
Tape over it.
Mike and Jake, is there a possibility that we keep both of them? One for holding and one for punting.
I don't
waste
think
of
you
a
can take
spot, man.
spot. Yeah, I don't. So Sean,
do you
that's
think-
my thing.
I only ask that because, like, if Araiza's a better punter, they would go with Hawk because he's a better holder, and then I just don't like that because I want a good punter, but I also want a good holder. So then what do you do? Do you
It's
run
tough.
with? Can you run with two? Can you find a spot somewhere where you think they could have just for fun?
We did it in the past with like a place kicker and then a kickoff specialist. I don't know if you remember John Potter. He played with us, and then our place kicker was, I don't even remember who it was at the time. Was it Dustin Hopkins? Maybe.
Yeah. I know.
Or no, it was. Yeah.
The Patriots have a different field goal kicker, but he's the punter is the kickoff guy.
Right. Yeah, Jake
But
Bailey. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know what you would go with.
Right.
You want a good punter, but if you screw up a hold, you could lose a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But
No, man, it's important.
Like
It's an overlooked position, definitely.
That's why I'm wondering. Like, I would be fine with having both, and find a way to. I mean, you would have to compare that value to the person you're getting off the team, to the practice squad. So I mean, could you think of something off the top of your head right now where you could see that happening and who they would move and where?
I don't know. I just feel like there's so much.
If you have to go, we could end it. Like, I don't want to.
No, they're good. They had a quick question probably about the giveaway, and they're good. They're live right now. So
Okay. All right, Jake. Let's see what you think.
I think there's just too much depth, man. You got to just figure it out, and you got to figure out a way to go with someone as a holder. And I think if it really comes down to it, if Punt God, and this pains me to say, if he cannot get it together and figure out how to hold, you got to go with the guy who's the safety net there. We're going to be kicking more field goals than we are punting.
Or
you know what I mean?
Or could we just have Case Keenum hold? Go back.
You could have a quarterback.
Yeah.
That is another option. Absolutely.
exactly.
I would rather, personally, have a
Yeah.
backup quarterback holding.
Because I don't want the competition of punting to come down to can this guy hold a kick.
Right. No, that's fair.
I want it to be the better punter won. And then if Case Keenum can hold, let him hold.
Right.
That's how it used to be. And the good thing about that was if you fumble the hold, you could throw the ball because you're a quarterback.
Yep.
So,
We said that as well. And I think just to let you know too. So when I was listening to shows, they haven't been apparently doing a lot of holding in camp, but when they have, there's never been a bad thing said about Araiza. He's been able to hold just fine. So he's been working on it. I mean, he knows he's going into the NFL. He knows he's probably going to be asked to do this. I just think they're making too big of a deal. Come on, it's holding. I said this last time. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. It's not that hard, man. Come on, it's not that hard. I can hold. I've done it. We've all done it as kids, right? We're holding the kick. We get a snap to us for a field goal. Come on,
Mike. I got a perfect idea. We should send that to the Bills special team group and see if they'll get us. Because I know Reed has a podcast. Maybe they could bring us on. And
there we go.
I love it.
That would be a dream.
Yes.
You said it was so easy to hold. And I'm not gonna lie. I always say this. I'm going to teach my son how to be a long snapper.
Amen.
So he can go to college and get a free ride to college and then go to the NFL.
That's right.
But it's very hard to get because they only have you could be a long snapper for 30 years if you want to probably.
Yeah.
You don't have to really hit. You don't really have to hit anybody. So, I mean, if you wanted to, so it's a hard thing to get drafted for, I guess. But it's still pro position. But they're that one position where you looked at I could do that. That's
Hey, put me out there. I'm ready to go, Sean. Get us lined up. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I have no problem holding. I feel I would do a damn good job. My hands are still good. I go to the park with my son. I'm ready. Let's go.
So we can have Mike as the oldest NFL player in history.
Man, they signed me for a nice little
I would be scared for that. Like if they said, hey, for the first touchdown of the season, you're going to go out there and you're going to hold the kick in front of the whole crowd and everything. I don't know what I'd probably screw that up.
I'd be all for it.
I definitely would be all for it, but
that would be awesome. Mike, would you wear the one bar? What would you do?
Yeah, I'd go old school for sure. I'd go old school. Maybe not even have masks, but no, I'd go the one bar old school. It's holding. Come on.
My friend Darius said I didn't know I was going live again. Yeah, the season's about to start, so I'm getting back into it, and I'll probably
Darius Ricketts sounds like a player, like a receiver or something. I'm sure. Who am I thinking of right now? I could think of a name off the top of my head here. There was a kid played with Marshall, ended up getting drafted by the Broncos in 2004. Who am I thinking of? Darius Watts. That's what I'm thinking of. Darius Watts. Look him up, Darius Ricketts.
Yeah.
Darius Watts. He had some great highlights at Marshall.
Well,
enjoyed watching him play.
Thanks for watching, bro. I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna get off here soon. We surpassed our all-time record of 2:30. So,
this is definitely a record. And the camera held up. All our tech held up. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So knock on wood. Knock on wood.
For the next show, we won't do 9 o'clock because we know we can go on tangents and it's awesome and I love it. So we'll try. We'll stick between 7 and 8 o'clock. We'll try depending on. I know Jake likes to put the baby to bed like I do too, and my son goes to bed at around 8. So maybe we could do 8:30 and then. But
sounds good.
I could talk with you. I could talk with these two.
It's early for me. It's only 8:30. I mean, what's the problem, guys? Why are you getting tired on me here? Come on now.
We should try one night to do it from like 8 o'clock at night to the next morning at like 7.
We could definitely do it. We could absolutely make it happen. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
I know nobody would watch, but I think that'd just be fun.
Do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, just talking about anything.
Around the clock.
We're going to do that next draft. We're going to go live starting when the draft starts, and we're just going to stay live until round 1 is done. We're going to go.
I like it.
Like it. Hey, I got to get going. My little boy here is like, Dad, you've been on for almost 3 hours. I need some food, buddy. I played soccer. So I'm going to get going. Sean, I want to thank you again. It's always a pleasure for being on your show, and look forward to doing more with you, man.
Awesome.
Great to see you back.
Thank you guys for coming on. Jonah, I got the Ravens being a number 2 seed, man.
Yeah.
Me too, actually. Actually, I have 3. I think I'm at 3, but yes.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, they got the giveaway for the tickets. If I were you, I'd be in there commenting on every one of their videos, watching their videos. Remember, you got to watch videos for at least 30 seconds to give everybody a view. And that's important because you guys put in a lot of time and effort. They do more than just football. And subscribe if you haven't. And then keep a lookout for that. You drawing on the 28th?
28th, somebody will be announced. So, yeah, like Sean said, just got to subscribe, put some comments on all our shows, give yourself a better chance, and good luck.
Win some tickets, maybe.
And Jake will be there as well. So, hopefully, you get to meet him, take some pictures. And I'll be in LA week 1. This little man here next to me will be in LA. Our 17-year-old and my 26-year-old's flying in from Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go. Big time.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
You got it. Go Bills. Thanks,
Go Bills. See you guys.